What up? What up? What up? It's another edition of Square One. We have 4 members of the 5-member band in the house. Got main man riding shotgun. Nzo Big Ford Entertainment. It's Roberto, and of course JG Shaolin, the best hype man in the business. What's going on, fellas?
Salute.
What up, fellas? What up?
I know we don't watch college football, but I just watched one of the biggest rivalries here in the state where I live in, South Carolina. South Carolina Gamecocks played Clemson. We defeated those Clemson Tigers, so I'm feeling pretty doggone good.
Good job.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And I'm thinking that our quarterback should be in the running for the Heisman, man. I don't know why he ain't. That cat is a bad man. But Travis Hamlin probably going to win that because I'm telling you, man, I know nothing about Colorado until Mrs. Deion Sanders and now his son Shador and now Travis are making some noises over there. So shout out to them as well. So what y'all doing this well, where I'm at is beautiful. Sun is shining. It's about 50 degrees. So I'm loving this weather.
You're trying to rub some salt on us, Danny?
You know what I mean? Like
I didn't know. I don't know.
Dude, it's cold down here.
No, we have winter, right?
Well, how cold is it where y'all at?
Let's just see. It's 1.
Woo! Lord have mercy. 1 degree? Lord.
Ain't no way. Ain't no
way, boy. No.
You guys aren't even looking at the temperature at that point.
You know what? This is what we do down here.
I'm telling you, if it's 1 degree,
the window too cold, we know put on a jacket.
Everything is shut down. I'm telling you, when they get like in the teens, man, there ain't no school. You ain't going to work.
Mm-mm.
Well, you can even find some people in shorts.
Shit, y'all crazy.
What's up,
I wouldn't even wear shorts in the house with the heat on.
Say me and Nzo.
It's cold outside.
You didn't say me and Nzo, because even if I go outside, to get closer to my spiritual self, I put on pants. I put on my winter jacket. Hell no.
See, that right there alone make me start smoking anything. I'm gonna go outside and it's 1 degree, and by the time I puff, the smoke freezes. No.
Oh, it's not that bad, Danny.
I'm just saying. when smoke start freezing, you know it's cold.
It is. But at the end of the day, it's cold, but we haven't even hit the coldest days yet. Those
like
are coming.
Spring.
But how cold is it?
This is like spring weather to what's coming.
Yeah. We got a lot coming. What'd you say, Danny?
How cold does it get for y'all to like shut stuff down?
Shut stuff down?
Yeah.
There's no shutting stuff down.
The only time the city closes down is an accumulation of snow. The cold, if your car don't start, that's the only way you're getting shut down.
Well, I'm telling you, if it's get like 27 degrees and let's say like snow and ice, the school is closed down because they're not going to take on their liability for the school bus. I know this regular snow.
Oh,
no, no, we go to school. Trust me on that, brother.
Grocery stores, there is no. When they start saying next week it's going to be snowing, you ain't going to find no bread. You ain't going to find no water.
Nope.
You ain't going to find no certain cold cuts.
Nope.
No gas tanks. You better get all that stuff early.
Yep.
That's crazy. You know what I mean? Over here, they say it's cold. It's like, okay, well, when's the cold going away? It's like, I got to get up and go to work and this shit. All right.
Oh, no.
On average, we get about 2 feet of snow.
Now, we do. We have to get up and go to work in this, man. And they tell us if, like, we get a certain degrees temperature, make sure you top your cars off, find somewhere to buckle down until your shift over.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We'll go and handle a call, like say for instance, a crime being committed. We going to there, but as soon as you get done with that, we coming back somewhere safe.
Safe?
Mm-hmm.
Make it sound like, you know what I mean? Zombies are attacking and stuff. We got to make sure we do this and then get back.
Because people can't drive.
I got you.
Well, they probably don't have winter tires there.
Yeah, man, I know 1 year it snowed down here. We must have 100-something wrecks.
Yeah, because you guys don't have, like Roberto just said, you don't.
The
have
highway patrol could not keep up.
But look, Danny, as of tomorrow, it's mandatory you have snow tires. If you don't, I believe it's a $500 fine
ticket. Yeah.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because people think they could come here and maneuver through our weather conditions on all season. You're a weapon here.
That's residents or that's visitors as well.
Everybody.
Wow.
I've heard you rent a car and it doesn't have winter tires. That's on the rental agency, not you.
Yeah.
How about like chains? I heard of tire chain, snow chains on the tire.
They don't do that anymore. It kills the streets.
Makes sense.
So now they got like spikes in them. Like when they're driving, you could hear like it's eating the streets up.
Wow. What's up, Crackmaster Daffy? Thanks. First time you're here, bro. We appreciate it. Say hello, happy Thanksgiving weekend, gentlemen. Yep. G Major, what's up? He said he's hip. He know what the game caught, so I appreciate it. Guy Scar says only residents, people driving from the states are fine. Well, guess what? I ain't never, ever visiting up there in the wintertime. You can take that to the bank.
You don't want to see some stuff?
No, I don't.
What are we doing
I know how it looks. I know exactly how snow looks. It's white and cold.
No, our snow's different.
Nah,
you know what I mean?
It's colder up here, Danny, so our snow's different.
I'm good.
You know, Danny, like never had a snowball fight or anything, Roberto.
Yeah, we had that.
I live a whole 54 years, never had a snowball fight.
That's so funny, Roberto. You're missing out on life if you haven't had a snowball fight.
You know what I mean?
I'll be okay.
I'm being sarcastic, man.
It's the same way. Like
snowball fights were to defend your life.
They need to have a.
You walk down the wrong street, or you mess with the wrong guy, and his friends are there with him. That's how a snowball fight starts.
You missed out on life if you never had a gator sandwich.
No.
What?
No, stop that.
Yeah.
No, stop
that sounds like chewing tobacco.
Nice, good gator sandwich.
Like an actual sandwich with gator inside. What do you guys put mayo or mustard on that? What do you put on that, Danny? HB sauce? Mayo, mustard?
If I had it, I probably would put, because it tastes kind of fishy. You ever like blue cheese and mix hot sauce in it?
Yeah.
You too, JG? That's
yep.
it,
man?
That's disgusting.
That's what you put on fish. You eat fish, right?
I don't.
You never ate. Well, I know you don't, but
I eat fish, but
you eat flounder. Next time you eat flounder, try blue cheese and put whatever hot sauce you use it there. We use Texas Pete where I'm from, and just mix it in there. Just put a little bit on there. You got a nice little kick,
Danny. But I've never looked on a menu and saw flounder yet. What is a flounder? Is that like the fish from?
It's a saltwater fish. It's a flat fish. It's very.
Is there another name
bone
for
in it, doesn't it?
Huh?
Is there
There's a lot of bone in it, doesn't it?
I've never heard of flounder.
Oh, yeah.
I've had it. I can't remember if it has the one that has a lot of bone or something.
You ever heard that, Nzo?
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it anymore.
I thought it was like a name in one of them Disney movies, one of them fishes. Honestly.
Yeah, a Little Mermaid or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. I've never gone to a
of,
restaurant and said, flounder. I wonder how that tastes.
No, Finding Nemo, Danny.
That's it.
Finding Nemo. Yeah, Finding Nemo. Yeah.
I knew it was from some Disney thing.
This is how it looked. It is very good. It's an ugly fish, but it tastes delicious.
That's like a catfish?
No.
They say you're not supposed to eat catfish, but shoot, I still tear it up.
But these guys also said gator tastes good. So you really gonna trust their taste in food, Roberto?
Well, Nzo, do me a favor. Look at that fish. When you say that, what makes you say, "Hey, let me try and eat this"?
You know what makes you say that? Hunger and how it smells.
Oh my God!
Facts, Roberto. You know, I see that on the menu. I'm like, nope, sorry.
Yo, if I walk by the fish store and I saw that fish, man, they'd be asking me what's so funny.
Don't knock it till you try it, is all I'm gonna say.
Oh, Daddy,
Facts.
trust me. You got a few things over there that I ain't trying anytime soon. Like, you don't want to feel our snow? I ain't eating what you guys eat. I bypass the South, man. I'm sorry.
Facts.
No disrespect.
Oh, ain't nothing taken because there's some things out here I'm not gonna eat neither.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can't be getting no surprises. I'm a guy who knows what he likes, and I don't like to venture.
They'll be
I
like,
can
yo,
tell you right now.
Roberto, I go there, they'll be like, how come you always order the chicken sandwich? Because that's all I trust.
And it better be chicken, eh? Could have been not telling me it's that gator that tastes like chicken.
Now, didn't you just went to like Romania? I know they got some stuff over there that I know we ain't never heard of.
It's Bulgaria, and all I ate over there, you could ask my wife, is this thing like it's a sausage. They cook it with French fries and a salad.
Oh, it's like a sausage?
Yeah, put that all kind
It's
of
just
crazy
not
stuff
as
in
big
there.
as ours, right?
So what does that like a sausage come from?
A fish, a gator,
Well,
a Bulgarian gator.
Made of I don't know what you guys sausage is made down in the South, but it's usually made of beef and pork grind together, wrapped up.
Yeah, but what kind of animal is
and
beef
shit.
and pork coming from? That's what I'm trying to.
Well, you want to sting Bulgarians, I can't really defend them, but you guys are going to stores where you know you're getting gator and you're still eating it.
Hey, that thing good, brother.
Yeah, but you see, I can say the same thing about Bulgaria while you're trying to drop jokes around me, JG.
JG eating a gator sandwich right now, I can tell.
Man, I'm eating the gator gumbo right now.
You guys are disgusting.
First of all, the chances of me eating gumbo, let alone with gator in it, is another thing.
Man,
Now you say gator, man, I'll
gator
never try
gumbo. Delicious.
Oh no. I know this is a sports show, but you guys are going south, man.
well, they are from the South, Roberto.
Yeah, that's where they're going. They're going south. You want to talk about sports? You want to talk about alligator sandwich?
You know what I mean?
Delicious, man.
We ain't country up here, bro. We city men. We city folk. You know what I mean?
Wow.
I'm still trying to get Nzo. I'm still trying to get used to their chicken sandwich with just pickles in it. How they figure that's some celebration. You know what I mean?
That ain't just South. That is Chick-fil-A. That ain't nothing else.
Chick-fil-A is huge in the States.
Yeah.
And I went there thinking, whoa, I'm going to get me the chicken sandwich of my life. I took a bite. It barely got past my teeth. It was so dry. And then I opened that thing up and I saw 1 3/4 pickles in there. That's it.
If you want something good,
no tomato, no mayo, no.
I recommend the Popeye chicken sandwich. It is the best.
Well, there you're talking a chicken sandwich. But Chick-fil-A, I don't know, man.
Chick-fil-A is hyped up. I mean, the only thing I really love, 2 things Chick-fil-A. The waffle fries are delicious.
Yeah.
And it's lemon, something like a smoothie. God, that thing is good. I don't know what it's made out of, but it is delicious. That's mainly what I get. I don't too much mess with Chick-fil-A. My daughter and grandsons like it, but waffle fries is the only thing I want from there.
If you could travel, Nzo, and you could see the portions of their food over there, you'd be like, yo, you trying to kill me?
No, the portions used to be. Prices now?
Oh, really?
Oh, man. When you go to McDonald's, they just give you like a bunch of, they measure them things to the fry. And you paying double. Yeah. McDonald's.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. Well, I guess you missed out, Donzo.
No. It may come back, but right now, yeah, you paying for what you getting now, buddy. It ain't all that large excess stuff. But anyway, that's enough of the food. The guys talk food. We're gonna talk a little bit of sports now. First thing I want to get into is this new format of the NBA All-Star game. I'm hearing a lot of people, especially commentators, Stephen A. in particular, Shannon Sharp, another one, Kendrick Perkins. And I'm just going to give you a basic outline of what it is. Now, instead of a true All-Star game where like East versus West, where LeBron James are the number one on the East versus number one, they're not doing that. It's 4 teams, 8-man teams. I think the first 2 teams go to 40. The first one to score to 40 they play the winner of the other team between two teams that play the 40. The fourth team is going to be the winner of the Rising Stars Challenge. I think that's the rookies versus
the rookies, sophomores.
Yeah, the winner of the rookie sophomore will be the fourth team. They're going to have two tournaments. It's so confusing. It's so boring. It's something that I don't want to see. I don't know, and I don't blame the NBA because people now are hating these high scoring games. I think if I'm not mistaken, the game last year was almost 200 points each team. Nobody's playing hard, and the players are blaming it on that the people that does all the what do you call them? The sponsors and stuff are making it contractually that if they have to be there, and they're saying, look, we have to be there, but we don't have to give it 100%. And what Stephen A. main argument is, and I agree with him on this particular point, is look, nobody's saying you play hard all out like you play in the finals or like you play in the championship rounds or in the semis, but at least play as hard as you playing when you're trying to get in shape during the summer. Which I have a problem with that because these guys are making millions upon millions of dollars. So look, I ain't saying go out there and break your neck. I wouldn't actually do that because some of the players are the future of the franchise and are the marquee players. But man, don't make it so like nobody wants to tune in because the NBA viewership has gone down tremendously. The All-Star game is something that I used to watch every year. Slam dunk, it's so pathetic now. But I think the last good slam dunk was between I can't think of
LaVine and Aaron Gordon.
Yeah, Aaron and Zach LaVine was the last one I remember. And when you get somebody from the D League that's coming up and winning it, man, what kind of product you putting out there, man? The only thing that I really watched the All-Star game is a 3-point contest, which has been pretty competitive. But my question is, do you think the NBA is in trouble? Or do you think the NBA All-Star game was in trouble? Is it something that you care about or don't care about, indifferent, and is there a way to fix it?
Yes, absolutely. So here's the thing. And I know Stephen A says, oh, I don't blame the NBA, I blame the players. No, I blame the NBA 100%. All the NBA has to do is say the loser gets nothing and the winning team gets $1 million per player. And you'll see how hard these guys play for that. You know what I mean? Just put money up. That's all you got to do. Put more money up and these guys will play hard, especially when you know the losing team gets nothing, because I think the losing team still gets some money, right? Now you say, okay,
if I'm not mistaken, it's $500,000 for the winners and $250,000, I think, for the losers.
Right. Something like that. Yeah, something like that. Take away anything from the loser. The losing team gets nothing. And it doesn't even have to be $1 million a player. I know that's a lot, or per person. That's a lot, right? I mean, $13 million. NBA could afford that.
They can afford that.
Yeah, they could afford that. But at the end of the day, that's what you should do, and you will see how hard these guys play. It'll be a totally different game. And I think the NBA just has to do that instead of trying to, gimmick this stuff and say, hey, we're going to do this kind of tournament. Even though they do this tournament, you think these players are going to work hard too? They're not going to play as hard either. So I don't get it. I think it's dumb.
Yeah. What do you think, JG?
Man, I barely watch the NBA anymore. I just watch like replays and highlights because it's gotten so boring. The lack of competition for the most part. Of course, you still have some here and there. And I miss the old East versus West. Everybody wear their own jerseys. The dunk contests were fun then. 3-point shootouts, they're still fun. Then they start adding these other things that weren't needed. Skills competition, I guess if you like it, it is what it is. But
I don't mind the skills and the 3-point. Those are the only two things that really grab my attention. And the 3-point more so than the skills. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
Are you good? And it's just it's almost like the Olympics, right? It's like you gotta incentivize these players to actually be involved in it, right? And I agree with Nzo. Give them $1 million each to win. Yeah, they'll come out there and ball out. But you're already making millions of dollars a year. Why do we have to give you more money, right? And I don't know if it's just the NBA as a whole or you got the players. What's it, Players Commission, whatever they call it? Are they part of why things are going bad the way they are? I don't know. Players Association, I mean.
Yeah, CBA.
CBA. And
the bargaining agreement.
Yeah, it is. It's just I don't know. Just I don't like watching the NBA as much as I used to. I just don't, especially the All-Star games.
You know why that is, JG?
Why is that?
Because all they do is put up threes, put up threes. There's no defense. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's like some of these teams are good defensive teams, but back in the day, it was all about stops. It was all about Now it's flashy. Oh, let's put up a three. Everybody wants to put up a three. Everybody wants to put up a three. Like take it to the hole. Where's the big men playing down low and all of that stuff?
Yeah.
Blocks, steals. It's just not the same, man. The intensity is gone.
Yeah.
Roberto, what's your thoughts, sir?
Well, I have to agree with JG. I don't really watch the NBA anymore. I watch basically highlights because it's really boring to watch. Because like Nzo said, it's the three show. Who's getting the highest rebound? Everybody's launching the three. And this is just not the NBA I used to watch and enjoy. And watching that tape that Nzo sent me or sent us made me realize why I'm not enjoying the NBA, because it's boring. It's the fact that they took away the grinding and the stuff they complained about, to get rid of the hand check and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
These guys couldn't come out of high school and play in the NBA back then. Danny, tell me I'm wrong. Those guys were men. They were men.
There were exceptions. There were one or two, but not as many as there are now.
You had to be a Shaquille O'Neal or something exceptionally large to not get beaten up.
Yeah, like I'm saying, there were one or two back then, but only one or two. Now it's 7 or 8.
My wife watches basketball with me, and she says they're children. They look like kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they're able to run around and shoot the ball from wherever they want and play as many games as they feel like playing.
Then you look at the physical shape those guys were in back then, right? You had to work out and get stronger to take that punishment, to go into the hole. What did Michael Jordan do after the Pistons knocked him down? Went to the weight room, bulked up. I'm ready for you next season, right? Now it's almost like watching soccer. Like you sneeze on somebody, they falling all on the court, rolling around. It's like, dude, what?
They're watching too much soccer. But did you guys all watch that video Nzo sent?
Yeah, I did.
Who do you think?
I commented on it.
Who do you agree with the most out of all of those? Was it 10 or 15 guys?
It's about 15 guys.
Who do you agree with the most?
I agree with all of them.
I definitely agree. Who grabbed you the most? For me, it was Kevin Garnett.
To me, it was
Jerry. I felt like Kevin Garnett came real. With
Jerry West did too. He's like, if I'm losing, we shouldn't be on the side calculating up. I don't care whether you playing, not playing. And he was referring to LeBron. Oh, that's the picture that he showed. And I'm not just saying it because I'm not, but that's anybody. If you're on the side, if my team get my brains stomped out, why am I on the side laughing? And I just don't like that. When I get in the locker room, I don't see a camera. Okay, I can laugh at whatever. But it's like sometimes these people, some of these players, I'm not saying all of them, gotta be buddy. But I ain't gonna be buddy with you on the court or on the field. Once we get done, win or loss, whatever, then that's when we can talk and stuff. But all that buddy and all the stuff they're doing that I see they're doing now, and I don't. They're losing. Like I think someone said it here earlier, the competitive spirit is gone.
But why is the NBA trying so hard? Like, what's the purpose of colored courts and stuff?
Well, it's scoring, right? They do their analytics, and people like high scoring games and stuff like that. They like to see the threes, they like to see the shots. That's what I was gonna say. But before I get into my question, because Roberto, I want you to remind me what Kevin Garnett said. But did you notice how we talked about all of this stuff, and the first thing Danny came to was the LeBron James part, smiling and laughing on the court? You know what I mean?
I mean, really, it's not because of that, but I've always felt like that. Like when I'm like, it's so competitive in my house. Like, man, when we playing Monopoly, if you ain't playing by the rules and stuff, I ain't trying to hear all that. I want to play by the rules. I want to beat you fair and square. Ain't no kiki and that kind of stuff.
Just like you, Danny.
Now, when I'm done, okay, but when I'm playing and we like with this competition, I mean, I ain't trying to kill nobody, nothing. I want to win fair and square. If that means I gotta pick Washington, Dallas, whoever, That's who I'm gonna pick if I think they're gonna win.
Yep.
And then
I feel you.
you just beat me, or if I beat you, then I want to win. I mean, I'm competitive. Ain't all that kiki and kaka and stuff. It just
100%.
it just so happened that it fell
It
in
was
line
LeBron that they showed,
my
right?
dislike of him. But if it could have been anybody else.
No, I feel you. But it's the same thing. Like when me and my son play 2K, oh my God, we cursing each other and shit. You know what I mean?
Man,
Like me and my son.
When we played that thing JJ bought us,
Tekken?
Man, that's what I've been wanting to win.
Yeah, there ain't no friends. There ain't no friendship there.
Nope.
I was cursing your ass for your cheap ass playing. I did
right.
it.
You gonna take this butt cutting Eddie Guerrero about to give you.
You know what I'm saying? But Roberto, what was it Kevin Garnett said again? I don't remember.
Oh, he just talking about, man, how you gotta be a man. Some of these guys come here now, they wouldn't make it because men gonna leave real men.
And they played 82 games.
Exactly.
There was no
this load management.
No taking games off. If you took a game off, he goes, I'll come to you in the room and say, yo, what's wrong with you? He said something about a missing toenail. Come on, man. You know, that part of the NBA, because look, when I went to the first NBA game in Miami, I was looking so forward because they were playing the Clippers. I was looking so forward to seeing Kawhi play. You think he played?
Nope.
The one NBA game I went to, Nzo, you know, for me, that's a stinger. Imagine these people that follow this team, you know?
Yeah. Imagine, man, you save your money, man, and some of these tickets, man, is a car payment. You save that, man. You take your son or your daughter or your wife or whoever the case may be, and they're sitting on the bench chilling because of load management. I'm gonna feel some kind of way.
Yeah. But Kawhi is legitimately injured, so he's out indefinitely. So that's been like from the beginning of the season, you know.
No, this was 2 years ago. Two. Yeah.
Oh, it was 2 years ago. Oh, it's 2 years ago. You went okay. I thought it was.
What I'm saying now,
it was last year. It was last year. Yeah, it was a good game, mind you, but it's not. I really look forward to seeing him play. Was fortunate enough to see them play the Clippers, and not play Utah or Memphis. You know, well, I wouldn't mind seeing Memphis now.
John Morant, yeah. If I go there, man, like last year when he was sitting down, I wouldn't go see Memphis Grizzlies. No,
nope.
Now that he dunking on people and chopping heads, I definitely pay my money to go see John Morant.
But see, that's why
I get mad. I drive all the way there from South Carolina, about 7-hour trip, and then they tell me 30 minutes. John Morant, he's exercising load management. Man, they have to get me. They have to get me out of that gym because I was sure at the donkey.
Well, you have you know, players like Joel Embiid saying he's not playing back-to-backs. You know what I mean? Like, what do you mean you're not playing back-to-backs?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's
okay. Then somebody say, well, we're not paying you back-to-back. That's all they got to say.
Facts.
Say that one time. Okay. Every game you don't play, you're not going to, because every game that you don't play that you could play, then we're going to take half your paycheck and see how that happens.
Yep.
Let me call my boss and tell him I don't feel like working Monday.
You know what I mean? I'm only coming in 2 days a week. I'm good. It just doesn't make sense. And you know, he's a star player, so I guess we got to do what Joel Embiid wants. But that's where I think a lot of, you know, I know Daniel says he likes the players to have control, which I do, but they're taking advantage of it now. They're really taking advantage of it.
Control within a certain everything, the team and the player should have some kind of rules and regulations. You just can't run amok.
Yeah.
No, I agree. But that's what's happening now is they're running amok. You know what I mean? It's like
but they
go ahead.
Like Mark Cuban said on his interview with Shannon Sharp, man, it's crazy when the players are going to make more than the owners. They just said a recent interview I watched, this new contract they got with the TV and the streaming services, they're making $77 billion. And the players getting half of that. That is crazy. That is crazy.
Isn't it turning like an all-star game, the fact that there's barely any defense and all offense?
Yeah, it's trash, bro. It's trash.
When they first started doing that, let's say 4 or 5 years ago, I didn't mind it so much because man, you see all these crazy dunks and
Yeah.
crazy, but then they just went crazy hog wild with it, man. Just,
But what about
okay.
that guy that made it there for all defense? Well, what's he there for? You know what I mean? He's like, man, I can't even do nothing on the court.
You know,
All-Star.
yeah, go ahead then.
I think All-Star is just like it's a vote, man. It's not for how good you are, is it? It's more like a popularity contest.
No, because you're good.
Well, I know it used to be because the fans had a huge vote in it.
Yeah.
There were guys getting in there that didn't play them like 2 games.
Yeah, the fans, the coach, and what is it? Commentators, I think.
Media
vote
commentators.
On it.
Media.
Yeah. But that's the thing though. It's like you have guys like Draymond Green running around saying he's the best defensive player in the league. What?
Nope.
No.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like that's because nobody plays defense anymore. You know what I mean?
Right. No one's going to call that out and bring attention to themselves.
I think Draymond is a fake tough guy.
Oh, 100%. And I think the last, like the Tim Duncan, Kobe Bryant, Shaq era, that was the last era for defense. After those guys left, the game just became this offensive juggernaut, which it is, and it's boring to watch. It really is.
It's all sports though, because football is turning that too.
Yeah, and again, it's because of the analytics. They have these people that think that people just want to see scoring, touchdowns, right? Big passes, big runs, right? So you do all kinds of things to hamper the defense, and now you have a game where it's strictly offense, and it's
I can tell you, I don't know about real, but in the fantasy, I sure like to see them high points.
Oh yeah, for real, 100%. Oh, 100%.
Saquon Barkley is going 80-something points last week. I wanted to kill Quentin.
That was crazy. That was unbelievable crazy.
I was going into the game in like a 60, 70-point lead, and then sort of come back. One player.
I could not believe. I said, "There's no way Quentin's winning this week." And then I was just chilling because I wasn't even watching the game. You know what I mean? I'm like,
I wasn't watching it.
Saquon went fool.
And then I heard Saquon baby on my phone. I'm like, "What do you mean?" And I went and checked, and I was like,
"No,
what?
He ain't saying no Saquon. He said Saquon MFing."
Yeah,
Saquon.
Yeah. So I went and looked, and I was like, "What? 88 points on a running back? Wow!"
The only reason why I didn't hit my own TV because I had to pay it back.
You know who I'm going for next year, right?
Saquon gonna be hot, boy. Whoever got first next year better pick him.
Facts, because he's going quick. Roberto's quiet, eh? You know, Roberto don't say nothing. It's because he don't want to tip his hat. You know what I mean?
Hey, this how Roberto is right now in this house.
Yeah, I know. Facts.
Hey, Nzo, this he is. Mm-hmm.
Nzo, think hard and truly. When do you recall me having first pick? I don't think I've ever, since I've been in this fantasy, have first pick.
I don't know who has it.
So.
I'm always like 6 or 7, and it feels like, okay, I'm going to be first soon. And then everybody's gone.
Doggone Quentin, man. He got magical powers. He always have a.
I think Chris might have been first this year. You got to look at a guy.
Chris was first.
Who has players like, how did he get all those players?
Yeah, Chris was first.
If you first or last, you get an advantage because you get them back-to-back picks.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when you're last, Danny.
Yeah, but sometimes the second round,
5-6 players you wanted, they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
That's the bad part, man.
Yeah, but usually, if you the last player, you got up on the quarterbacks.
Yeah,
because quarterbacks usually should go second, no more than third.
Always take it first.
Like when you can load them up.
No.
I remember that one year I did it, man. I had Brady and Aaron Rodgers, and they were both hot. I was like, whew.
But I'm with Roberto though. I always go, especially in this league, because the quarterbacks can like 88 points and half on the quarterback. You know what I mean? So I always go for a quarterback first too. And you know,
who did Chris take? The guy I wanted.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just man, you get so mentally distraught from that, you forget who you want next.
A skunk in fantasy. I said, good Patrick Mahomes is in real life. He is a skunk in fantasy.
Yeah, I was I was so glad I was able to trade him.
He
Thank
is
you.
a straight up skunk.
Who's that again? Sorry.
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes.
Oh,
In fantasy? I
I was
don't want no parts of him.
so glad I was able to trade him, Danny. Trust me. I was like, oh, you want to take him? Sure. Boom. Give me Puka back.
Yep. Next one. There was a heated debate between Shannon Sharp and Stephen A. This week on First Take, and they were talking about if Bill Belichick was to go to the Dallas Cowboys, what would happen. And so we're going to play that and then talk about it. Let me pull it up.
If that happened, Danny and Roberto would have to kill themselves.
Why you say that?
Because of your Dallas Cowboy hate, they would win championship after championship.
No,
they wouldn't.
No, we got Jerry Jones. As long as Jerry Jones living, you wouldn't win a one.
Okay. Dallas had thinking, what if those dudes were healthy? What if they hadn't suffered the injuries that they have suffered this year? Could they have been a slightly better team than we've been witnessing? Could they have been an above 500 team battling for the NFC? I'm just saying it's a legitimate question in light of what we see tailing
You see how quick Shannon said no?
Not when it comes to the Eagles, but when it comes to
he about
the
to get
Commanders,
real hot.
it
Boy.
makes you look at it
like
just
Skip Bayless hot.
We saw Micah Parsons step up. We saw the rest of the defense hold.
No offense. But if you're paying more than $30 per month on car insurance, you're getting ripped off.
You play and then you say things like that, and now that's the leader that you want. I mean, all the things that we've criticized Micah for saying the last couple weeks, and that's still there, but Micah still has a ways to figure out in terms of leadership. And that comment, I just look to it in terms of, he says, I don't care about any draft picks. We're not tanking. I'm fighting. As long as I'm playing, I'm fighting. That's the Micah I love, and that's the Micah I love to hear.
When I watch Jaden Daniels and Teddy, let me know what you think. I thought they did a great job of crowding the line of scrimmage and speeding his thought process up, because every time they were up there, he thought they were coming, and it sped him up.
That is, listen, Shannon, you can shake your head all you want to. Here's my thinking. If you're Bill Belichick, now certainly, I'm not talking about the GM Bill Belichick. We all know that. I'm talking about the coach. I'm not talking just about the Jerry Jones that we've seen. I'm talking about the Jerry Jones who's staring his own mortality in the face, and you got a team that's looked like trash for most of the season, okay? And you know what I'm saying? I mean, that swan song is approaching. And I'm thinking along the lines of, when we talk about distractions, it's not like the players can sit up there and play like garbage, but Jerry Jones is going to still take care of you. It's one of those situations where, yeah, Jerry Jones can be a distraction and can be a headache because he always has something to say on talk radio, post-game.
Couldn't overshadow Bill Parcells. He can't overshadow because those guys won before him.
Your argument goes right out the window when you mention championship and the Cowboys.
Now you know more football. Go ahead. Okay.
Hold on. Come on, Shannon. I never said I know more football than you. Stop that. I've never said that.
Teddy and I are trying to tell you, we're speaking from firsthand knowledge about guys with this type of personality. I get it. You love Jerry. There's a lot to love about it. But Teddy, can you please explain to this man, when you're trying to win championships, you need one voice talking for everybody, not Jerry talking, not Bill talking, and then the coach, because they know this. Jerry is going to take care of the players because he's going to overshadow Bill's authority.
Yeah, but
and I can just imagine Bill saying to himself, I'm 72 years old. I'm too old for this. You know what? Because he's going in there and having to deal with Jerry Jones. But there's one call that Bill would make, and that would be to Bill Parcells, who worked for Jerry Jones before, and that either endorsement or non-endorsement.
This is the Cowboys. The standard is Super Bowls. It's not about respectability. If you bring Bill Belichick in, you all you're trying to do is get respectable? So if you bring Coach Belichick in,
when has the Cowboys been when have the Cowboys been standard for Super Bowl according to me? You know I laugh at it all the time. 29 years and counting.
Yes.
That's my point.
But here's the thing, Stephen A. When they brought Coach Parcells in, because he's a Super Bowl caliber coach. He's won Super Bowls. He knows what it takes. If you bring Bill Belichick in, you're not trying to be respectable. You're trying to win a championship. 100%. And what has Jerry?
Now you might sit up there. Dallas ain't nowhere near damn championship. So I'm saying to you, yo, I'm looking at them, anything to get them back to respectability.
So, to me, it looked like Shannon Sharp, and I like me some Shannon Sharp, but he had like just because he played the game that nobody else can have an opinion or insight on it or possibly know more than he knows. And I would say at the tight end position, he's probably dead right. Steve, they don't know more. He doesn't know more than he knows. But you don't have to always do something and know and somebody not do something and not know just as much about the X and O's of it. Maybe not the actual intricacies of it or the nuances of it. I give them that. But someone could be intelligent, more intelligent you are, and can read something and know more than you just because you're in that profession. I'm in law enforcement. I don't know everything. I can tell you right now, I don't know everything. There's something right now that Roberto can look up and be like, hey, Danny, blah, 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 blah. Especially when it comes to narcotics. I don't know a whole hill of beans. Now, if it's certain parts of it, traffic, domestic violence, that kind of stuff, yes, I know that pretty good. That's what I mainly hang in. But there's certain aspects of law enforcement that I don't know 1,000%. So to me, like you got a little bit of I'm Shannon Sharp. I'm effing Shannon Sharp, and because I played, I know more than you. Did y'all get that, or was it just me?
No, he's
No,
always
I got
been
that.
like that.
That's what he always does.
Yeah, even with Skip, he's done that. You know what I mean? So that's what he does.
And that's probably.
And do you?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chris.
I was just going to say that's part of his issues is that. Well, here's one of the things. Why isn't he coaching then? Nobody's. I mean, either he doesn't want to coach or nobody's wanted him to coach. But if you're that
coach,
well, I mean, he's making more money now than he would probably coaching. But the thing is if you know that much, you should be in football still, or you should be an analyst or something on game day or something. He isn't. I mean, he knows football. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he doesn't. But when you're talking about this, what it is, especially in that situation, is he doesn't think Bill Belichick's going to be there. He doesn't think that he should be there. And so he has an opinion, and he's using his I know more than you do to try to push that opinion through. But then you see Mike Vrabel there even says that he's like, well, if Belichick wants to go to the Cowboys, he just needs to call, Bill Parcells. So he's taking a more thought process of, well, he might not go, but he has one place he can call to get his answers. And using the scapegoat of, oh, you love Jerry Jones and this, yeah, he does. He's a big Jerry Jones proponent for it. But Shannon's trying to force it away with the I know more than you do. That's basically, he's just trying to say, I know, you don't. Conversation over.
What do you think, Roberto?
I just think he comes off very aggressive, Shannon, but he's making a valid point. I do think that, Bill Belichick will have issues coaching with Jerry Jones as the owner. Jerry can't keep himself out of the business, and, is it going to be placed on Bill if they fail with Jerry there having a final say or having a say and ruin his name and credibility because, he's a puppet to Jerry? He's done it to many coaches.
Yeah. Roberto, I have a question for you real quick then. Does that make Stephen A's opinion that Bill Belichick might go there or might be a good fit there? Does that make it irrelevant though? I think that's the problem right now with Shannon. Shannon's saying, nope, not going to happen, won't happen, da-da-da-da-da. And he's not even acknowledging the fact that Bill Belichick is out there. His name has come up with that place. Ultimately, nobody knows but Bill Belichick is going to go in there. But again,
it's his opinion. That's all. It's not a fact. It's his
and
opinion.
that's okay. And that's fine. But he is, and I think you said it, aggressive. He is trying to say, my opinion is the opinion. It's all that matters.
No, I feel that too. Like
Okay.
The fact that he stated, you're not a football player, that's steeping.
There's
pretty
tons
low,
of
I
people.
think.
Yeah, there's tons of people in football who were never football players, mostly owners and stuff. And some owners know a lot about football. But yeah, I just ask him. That's cool. Thank you.
Maybe I came off wrong. I don't know. But thanks for throwing that out there, Chris. I'm not on Shannon's side.
You what?
I'm not saying Shannon was right in how he addressed it, and I'm just saying he made a valid point. But because Stephen A. wasn't on his side, he had to bring up the fact that I know more than you, kind of thing, and that's wrong.
Yeah,
because it's a show of opinions, right?
Exactly. JG, are you finished? I'm sorry, Roberto.
Yeah, I'm done. Thanks.
JG, what's your thoughts?
Well, Shannon, he's acts the same way when LeBron comes up, right? And he never played the NBA. So, you look at the most coaches in all sports who are very successful. Many of them never played the sport professionally. They have great minds, right? And just because you didn't play the sport doesn't mean you don't understand the sport. Now, from the view of the athlete, Shannon may make a good point, but when it's just the overall, you look at Stephen A. Smith, who's been around all these sports for like over half his life. He has an insight that Shannon never will have. He's just getting involved in. So, yeah, I think when Shannon was kind of, I guess you want to call it, going off, that former athlete started coming out of him. And you know how guys do when they're competitive. Oh, I know more than you do. That's what I got from it. As far as Belichick goes, man, look, he's 72, I think. Got a 20-some-year-old girlfriend. He got enough stress alone to deal with that. So I don't see the guy. I just don't see it. Even no matter who Parcells talks to him or not, I just don't see him going to the Cowboys unless I don't know. I just don't see it. Now with Jerry Jones still there.
I got you. What do you think, Nzo?
You know what, Roberto, and you do have a point, right? I do say it was kind of aggressive because I say I know more than JG all the time. I mean, it is a fact, but it is kind of a little bit aggressive when I say that stuff, right? So all good.
Oh my goodness, shots fired.
At the end of the day, like I said, Shannon does that a lot, and I think it's because when people don't agree with him, it's like, well, you don't have to agree with me, but I played in the NFL, so hey, I know more than you do, right? But there's coaches that have never played the game of basketball or played in the NFL at all or football at all, and they've championship winning coaches. You know what I mean? So are you going to say that about everybody that does something with your sport? It's a weak argument for me.
Yeah, but if you're smarter than the person, intellectually smarter, sometimes it don't matter.
Facts, 100%. A
they
smart
see the
person.
Game different. They see the game different. That's why they never had success coaching.
Exactly, 100%. And someone that just comes in there may be an X and O's guys and realizes how to, you know what I mean? Like how to get their team in better positions and all kinds of stuff. So you can't really diminish people like that.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
You ever watch Moneyball? Any of y'all watched that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy that was with Brad Pitt, I don't know who he was. I can't think of his name. But he never played sports, to my knowledge. He was some kind of accountant or something. Graduated from Harvard. But he could see all the X and O's, and he used the percentages. And whatever format they did, the A's came back and won it. Because of that formula. And then they took that same format, took it to the Cubs, if I'm not mistaken. And 2 years later, they won it. That goes to show you right there. Never played, never threw a ball, never hit a ball, never threw a strike, nothing. But he could see the game for the numbers and that's why I love that show, man. It used to be on there. Numbers never lie.
Yeah.
Numbers, man. The numbers are right, and you count them up and count all the X's and O's, man. They don't lie, and that's what I love about that aspect of the game. Yep. Okay. Dick Wright every Monday morning or Tuesday night. Yeah, he always ranks the quarterbacks. You put them on like from 7 worst and the 6 and 5 and 4 all the way to the 1. So we're gonna see who he has for him for as 30 it's 30 teams, right? Yeah, 30 teams, 32 teams. 32 teams ranking from 32 to number 1. Let's see if y'all agree with it. Boom, boom.
Superstar. Superstar, he said. I'm just telling you, man, you're not crunching the all-22. McCorkle, Trevor might be back. McCorkle gone. I'm glad you said it was fair. I was worried it might be a fight, and then I was like, do I?
So he's saying there's Levis, Rush, Cooper Rush for Dallas, Jameis, Winston, Jameson, Carr, Rodgers, Russ, and May. I don't know who Levis or May is, but those are his bottom 7.
Levy is with Tennessee.
I'm not sure. Is May with Chicago, maybe?
Who?
Rush is with Dallas. Jameis is with the Browns. Carr is with is he with Tennessee now? Who's Derek Carr with?
No.
Carr's with
New Orleans.
New Orleans. Rodgers is with the Jets. Russ is with the Steelers. And whoever May is, I don't know who he's
New England now.
New England? Okay.
Yeah.
Those are his bottom 7. So next.
I almost left it just to avoid Drake May content. A 5-0 week on the pod. That pick 6 you threw was an outrage.
Yeah.
This is his next 6. Bryce from the Panthers, Caleb, Cousins from Atlanta, Stroud from Houston, Jaden from Washington, and Kyler from the St. Louis Cardinals.
Arizona.
So
Jaden has dropped. CJ has dropped. More on them in a minute. Kirk Cousins stays where he is. Caleb moves up. I thought he was. I know they lost. I thought he was excellent this week. I thought his best game as a pro. And Bryce, highest he's. Yeah. So there you go. Jordan Love, Geno, stay where they are. Unprecedented.
Next one was Knicks, Purdy, Geno, Love, and Darnold. I think Geno should be higher. Geno has really been playing good to me.
Purdy hasn't been playing good at all this year.
Purdy is hurt now. He didn't play last week.
Yeah, but he's average compared to what he's done in the past 2 years.
Well, he's a system quarterback. All his they keep calling him the Avengers. He's Captain America, but when you ain't got Iron Man, you ain't got the Hulk, you ain't got Hawkeye, you're not gonna be.
Well, that just goes to show, if I feed you a bunch of star players to be around you, you can look good. Let me give you some guys who have potential. Let me give you like a Marino.
Well, that's on the coach right there, Roberto. The coach doesn't play those guys.
Purdy is all right. I wouldn't put him up there.
I would agree with that. I think he's a good average quarterback.
I don't think he's top 10. I'm just saying he's a system quarterback. He's probably the most system quarterback I've seen in the league in a long time. But when his cogs in that machine ain't working, you see how they
right. But here's the thing, though. A great quarterback because Brady had way less to work with and still won Super Bowls. You know what I'm saying? So
and he made receivers.
Good. Yeah.
You forgot that one, Nzo. You made a very valid point, but I think Brady made receivers.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He didn't need receivers. Like when Rodgers was killing it, everybody knew he was throwing to Adams. He still got Adams the ball.
Facts.
So those are things I say like, wow, I guess he is a good quarterback. He shouldn't be playing now, but in his prime, Rodgers was dangerous, man.
You got to remember too now, he played a year at Randy Moss that made him look good too.
Remember, he had Branch on the team, and then he didn't
what's face ain't no.
But that
sure to be one of the best tight ends ever. What's his name?
And Brown. Or not Brown.
Gronkowski.
Went to Tampa Bay and tried to get him back. Right?
Yeah, that and who was the guy that took his freaking jersey off in
the guy with a beard. I can't think of his name.
No. In Tampa Bay, the wide receiver he brought there.
Evans.
The one that Brown. Yeah.
Brown like a donkey. But if Brown would have
but he can play. I mean, that's the thing.
I'm not saying he couldn't play. I'm saying if Brown would have act right, they might would have got another one. They had the pieces in place. In my opinion. Let me add that caveat. In my opinion.
Mm-hmm. So I agree. I'm just saying that for me, it's like that's why we call Brady the GOAT, because he done more with less. So I agree with Roberto. Purdy's good, but if you wanna be great, then you gotta work with what you got. You know what I mean? And he hasn't done that yet. So.
And in Enzo's defense, there was a year after they won a Super Bowl, half of their team was hurt, and there was a bunch of nobodies, and Brady was still doing it. And those receivers that were on his team went to other teams and were no longer in the NFL the year after that. So for that reason, I say Brady, and Brady under Belichick's system made players better. He didn't need better players to be better.
Agreed.
Well, here's a question: was it just Brady that made him better, or was it the system, or was it a good balance of both of them?
Oh, I just said it was the fact that he was with Belichick. They clicked,
but
and
see,
whoever was there took advantage.
What makes me want to say Brady was more important piece that Belichick went straight down after Brady left, and Brady went in the reverse, went straight up. So I'm not discounting Belichick at all. I think Belichick is a genius, but I just think that sometimes no matter what it is, Batman is more important than Robin.
Yeah, but I think that's unfair though to Belichick, right? Because no matter what, you can't work with garbage, right? You could be the best coach in the NFL or NBA, but if you ain't got garbage, there's nothing you can do about that. So I think that's what the problem with Belichick was. Plus, Brady went to a team with weapons already. So we already said Brady did nothing with less. Now you put him on a team with weapons?
Now let me ask you this. To play devil's advocate, he got the next year, or correct me if I'm wrong, or the year after, he got a former MVP quarterback.
Who did?
Belichick. He got Cam Newton.
Oh, so what? Cam Newton was
Cam Newton was.
Cam Newton was.
I'm just being devil's advocate. Whether you want to think he was garbage or not.
Listen. You get a Porsche after the axle's broke, and it's got a thrown rod, and the quarter panel has been ripped off of it. It's still a Porsche, but it ain't a Porsche. It ain't that sleek, fine-tuned machine. No. Cam Newton was nowhere near his MVP format. So no, there was no.
And there's a reason why
that's not an accurate comparison, because when you get that old dirty Porsche, you can go buy the parts and put on there. You can't do that with a human being.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. It's the same thing, though. I'm just saying you can build it back up, a car. But if we're talking in just relative terms, that's what Belichick got, was the stripped down, burnt out, rotting piece of what was left of Cam Newton. And you can't do anything else.
So if you don't think, so what you tell me, if Cam Newton went to Tampa Bay with all those weapons, he could have been effective?
No,
absolutely not.
Nope.
We all agree, Daddy.
Nope.
No way.
I don't know.
I'm going to remember this, because I remember something similar to this when Russell Wilson, and he went to somewhere now to a coach that believes in him, and he's doing a whole lot better than a coach that didn't.
I never said Russell Wilson was done.
Wait, hold on, Chris. Hold on. He is doing better, but is he really Russell Wilson that we know? No, he's not. You know what I mean?
I'm saying a little bit the same way Peyton Manning was the Peyton Manning we knew, but he went to Denver and he was able to limp through and get a Super Bowl. I'm saying
he had weapons.
He still got enough football. No, he had one weapon, and that was on the defense. That was
the defense won that Super Bowl.
Yeah, offense didn't do nothing.
Yeah, but Donnie, when Cam was in New England, they were questioning whether he could throw over 10 yards. That's how bad he was. Yeah. That's how bad he was.
I just don't. I don't even think comparing Russell Wilson to Cam Newton is even fair, because my opinion was at Denver was they gave way too much away to build the team around Russell Wilson, who was already an established quarterback in the NFL. You get Bo Nix in there and you start Bo Nix with those players, they're developing something together.
But the
you
coach has
really
to
want.
I'm not gonna say
What?
it's 100%, because I'm gonna go back and look at. I thought I remember stuff like washed up, has been, that kind of stuff. I'm not saying it for certain, but I'm gonna go back and doing that
Okay.
time to
I
see.
do remember hearing those words. I might have said it
Yeah.
because I can't stand the guy, but
Oh,
other
I
than
know.
that,
Hold
it
on.
was said. I remember that.
I know I've said it because I know what you're alluding to, Danny. I know I said it. I still think he's washed up.
I'm
I
not
just think
saying
he has.
nothing.
I
I'm
just think he has enough to lead us, right? But he's still. I still ain't gonna sit here and
Yeah.
say
If you
Russell
ask,
Wilson one of
Now,
the
you
best
said it just a couple
quarterbacks out
weeks ago
there.
that he
if
was
you,
impressing you, Anzo.
I
You
said
just
he would
said
get yes, 100%. But doesn't mean I think he's like the. He's not
yeah,
the Steelers' future.
no,
Good
and that's what I was
here.
going to say.
But you
You
don't think
ask
he got enough in the
Gonzo.
tank to limp across the line and get him a Super Bowl ring?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. I ain't saying Peyton Manning was
I don't
not.
have enough trust with
He
him.
was a shell of himself in Denver, but he had enough in the tank, enough IQ, enough whatever you want to call it in the tank to get them to Super Bowl. And
Yeah, but is it?
he definitely couldn't throw past 10 yards.
Yeah, but is it enough to be in the tank, or is it just enough not to make mistakes, right?
I just think
Because
it's
when you have these
I think
quarterbacks who've been in the league a lot, you know they're going to make the right decisions and they're not going to make mistakes. But you're not
yeah,
depending on that quarterback. You're depending on your
yeah.
defense. You're depending on your running back. You're depending on
I-
your wide receivers.
I think that was exactly the point. Go ahead.
I know
I think
Super
Trent Dilfer is
Bowl,
a good example. of that.
Denver looked very similar to Pittsburgh. Had an outstanding defense. Offense was questionable, but they believed in the name. Whether or not the Pittsburgh Steelers believe in Russell's name, I don't know. I don't follow him that hard, but I'm saying at this point in his career, Russell has more to take than Peyton Manning did. I'll stand on that.
I'll give you that.
Well, the Peyton Manning, the thing about Peyton Manning, and I think this is one thing a lot of people don't understand is, and so many people have said this about him, the man was probably one of the smartest football minds while he played. And I mean, this is Tom Brady has said this about the guy. And so sometimes he would be hampered by the fact he didn't have the tools to execute what he wanted. But people have talked about the magician he was in audibles and knowing where to go when a play broke down. He wasn't mobile. He could move. But the guy was such a strong football man. And people say that about Eli, though, too. I mean, and Eli, I don't think was anywhere near his brother, but Eli did a lot, too, with his career. And they're both, they were, the reason why Peyton was able to continue was because of his mind. And I think Gonzo said it. He knew when not to do something, not necessarily the ability to do or not to do it, just knew when not to. And that's what minimized the chances of disaster, which allowed his career in the last few years to be significant.
Because Peyton was always a better quarterback than Russell Wilson.
I
there's
agree.
no doubt about that,
There is
right?
Absolutely.
you will never hear me say that he was a better quarterback. I'm just saying at this points in their career, I think Russell has more in the tank than Peyton, is what I'm saying. And that their situations are very similar. Pittsburgh has a top 5 defense, offense not so much. And during the time when the Broncos won the Super Bowl, they had a top 5 defense and not a good offense. It's only comparison I'm making. I do not think Russell Westbrook, even at his peak, is better than Peyton Manning at his peak.
Okay.
How old
What's
was
next?
Peyton at that time, and how old is?
I would have to look it up, but I'm just saying Russell been in there close to 15, 16 years, if I'm not mistaken. I think I heard. Hold on.
Right,
I think
but
Peyton paid too much past that.
But to get that comparison, you would have to actually compare them how they played at the same age,
I'm
right?
gonna look it
so
up.
If Peyton was older, then it doesn't make sense, right?
I'm gonna look it up once we finish this right here. We're going to the next tier.
In mountain history.
Yeah.
But Mr. Consistency. And Justin Herbert, sorry, Danny Parkins. He's got to drop. Matt Stafford to this one.
His next tier is Jalen Hurts, Stafford, Herbert, and Tua. I think Hurts should be higher. I think Tua should be lower.
Well, I would switch Tua with Love.
Yeah, I would agree.
Honestly,
I hate this
I
guy.
would love him too.
Tua's just, I don't know. Tua,
I'm scared for Tua. He is one hit away from being a quadriplegic.
well, it's not just that. He's either it's all in or no. I mean, he doesn't, when the game's going his way, he can make it work. But and like this past week, they started to come back. I don't ever feel like they're going to make it back. I just like this is all junk yardage. This is all junk points when I see Tua do it.
Why is Stafford higher than Geno?
That's what I was gonna say.
Did they lose their last 2 games?
No, I don't think so.
The Rams?
No, I think Love and Geno should be up there, and Tua and Stafford should not be there.
I agree.
I wouldn't disagree with that.
Yeah,
I mean,
Herbert's kind of questionable too.
Yeah,
Herbert's playing well this year.
I like Herbert.
But they can't beat a team that matters. I mean, I think that's the problem. Herbert's good. It's just I'm not sure. He's just maybe it's just the Chargers curse. The Chargers just never. They're like they've had great teams in the past, high-powered teams, good defenses, things like that. They just can't make it past a certain part.
Seattle is over 500. The Rams aren't. The Rams are 5 and 6. Herbert is
they're over
7 and 5.
And then Tua, Miami. I know they're not 500.
No, they're like 4 and 7.
Well, we know about Nick Wright, right? He's a numbers guy. If he's not putting up the sexy numbers, he's going to dish you, put you down low, right?
What Miami?
Kyler Murray should be a lot higher than that for me.
Who is this guy anyway?
I would swap
Nick
to
Wright.
Tyler.
Yeah,
he's a head commentator on First Things First.
He's here in Kansas City too. He's written for the Kansas City Star. He's been on a bunch of different sports talk shows here. I've done stuff with him before.
I think
he is a numbers guy. He really is. What?
I thought he lived in New York. Well, he used to live in New York.
Well, he might live up in New York, but he's on here all the time. He comes here still. His family's from here. He was born here.
I got you.
He's a numbers guy. He's smart. He's a smart guy. Just
some crazy numbers and some crazy takes, bro.
And he probably says because he knows he's gonna get a reaction.
Oh yeah,
I don't think he believes half the stuff he said.
Big time. All right, the next tier is
Lamar stays where
Baker Mayfield, Jared Goff, and Lamar. Because that's you can't hear you very garbled. That you very garbled. We may have to come back in because we can barely hear you.
Who's that?
Sounds like Chris. But his number.
It's definitely not me.
He said Baker is 5, Goff is 4, Lamar is 3. No, Baker is 6, Goff is 5, Lamar is 4. Then you got a 3, 2, and a 1. So, I think Lamar and Goff should be, in my opinion, 2 and 3. Well, we're going to the next tier. There's no way Burrow should be more.
Maybe we should track all our cars' value on Carvana.
All of them?
All of them.
stays where he is at top, and as Coach pointed out yesterday.
Now, he's saying Mahomes is one because of the record or because of play? That's what I'm interested in. I think Allen, based on play, should be 1. I think Goff and Lamar should be. Goff might be a little bit higher than Lamar because Lamar has been really consistent. Yes.
Wait, how the hell is Mahomes number 1?
Because of the record, what I'm saying. That's what I believe.
Well, that's the only reason why. Because I think Allen and Burrow are playing better than Mahomes right now.
Allen should be 1, in my opinion. Allen and Goff are 1 and 2. Then maybe, in my opinion, and maybe I don't see how Baker got that far up there. But
Baker's playing well too.
He's playing
been
well,
beasting
but
though. Yeah, Baker's been beasting though.
let me see what their record is. They're 5-6.
Well, you could say they're 5-6 because of Baker.
Oh no, I guess I know why, because of their number one receiver, Tony, who's on my bench hurt. Come back, please come back. Yeah, but that is the his top 32. Mahomes first, Allen second, Burrow third, Lamar fourth, Goff fifth, Baker sixth, Tua, Herbert, Stafford, Hurts, Donald Love, Geno, Purdy, Nix, Kyler, Jaden, Stroud, Cousins, Caleb, Bryce, May, Russ, Rogers, Carr, Jameis.
I would switch Hurts and Baker.
Hurts and Baker. Yeah, I don't know why
Oh, yeah.
Hurts is in number 4. Or they get, I think that they're crediting the wins more to Saquon than him.
Maybe.
Handing the ball to Saquon and Saquon doing the rest. So I think that's what it is. I'm not sure how his passing yards. So I don't. Maybe that's.
So let me ask this question: Does anybody take Nick Wright seriously with anything he says?
Yes,
because I don't. You do?
Some stuff, but not a lot. The number. This is what, and I know it's gonna sound like
nothing.
some of these numbers that he come up.
I do.
Yes, Jordan. I'm like, bro, where did you dig that up?
It
don't make sense.
He is a numbers guy, though. He is absolutely a numbers guy. And again,
numbers I never heard on the show.
Here's the thing. Let me explain it to you this way. Flat earthers will come up with every inch of proof for you to prove the earth is flat. Creationists can do the same thing for them. People who don't believe in evolution can that everybody, when they have their beliefs, can come up with their own thing. Same thing with numbers people. They're going to skew the numbers to prove what they want to say. They'll pull the numbers they need to prove it. But when you look at the whole picture, when you wrap everything in, if you try to point out, here's the whole picture though, prove it now, they don't want to do that. They want to say, here's this piece, here's this piece, and this piece, and these pieces here show you that I'm right. He runs into that a lot. He picks out what helps his opinion. But he is a good numbers guy. So sometimes he hits it right on.
I've never heard him say anything right. I'm sorry.
I know. Remember last
week.
Besides his name,
in a long time.
Besides his last name.
Yeah, pretty much, Donnie.
Nick wrong.
I admit I haven't watched him in a long time, but from when I used to watch him, he has never said anything, no matter what numbers he brought up, that made any type of sense. It just never does. I'm sorry, and I still feel that way about him. So I just avoid this guy as much as I can.
He can rub you the wrong way if you're not a fan of his. There's a time, boy, he used to. Oh my Lord, he used to get on my nerves. I don't hardly watch him now, so I watch.
Hold on. Why did he get on your nerves, Danny? I know why. Because he used to say LeBron's better than Jordan.
Not only that, but he just comes off. His tone is obnoxious.
He does have an annoying voice,
extremely,
for sure.
And like some of the things,
he reminds me of Ben Shapiro.
Ooh,
his co-host. I'm a big time fan of his co-host. What's his name?
Chris Broussard.
I like Chris Broussard. Chris Broussard, he comes off. He's a LeBron fan too, but he comes off more fair and more even keel. Sometimes he gets on my nerves too. But
I know the only reason why they get on your nerves is when they start talking LeBron's better than Jordan. I'm pretty sure it's like, oh yeah, anything else, and then if LeBron is better than Jordan, oh, you fucking guy, I hate you. Oh, sorry for the language, but we know that.
But there are two shots I looked up because he said this, that he don't never bring about LeBron. LeBron is the leader. Do you know what LeBron leads in two negative aspects of the game? The leader by several thousands.
Yeah, turnovers and
missed shots.
Missed shots, yeah. Well,
Never
I
hear
mean,
that.
but if you're putting up the most shots, you're gonna miss the most too, right?
Yeah,
So
but you should be hard. He's way ahead of everybody else.
yeah,
But
but
anyway,
he's been putting up way more shots than everybody else. That's why he's the point leader. You know what I mean? So
um, anybody else got anything to say about that ranking? Agree, disagree?
Horrible or awful.
I've
What,
never once agreed with Nick Rice. So of course, I'm gonna disagree with it.
screw it.
what's your thoughts, Roberto?
I think he couldn't be more wrong. His reasons for his placings don't justify the true aspect of where they should be placed. I think all of his picks could be questioned.
Let me ask you this: if a team, even though they're not playing good, but they find a way to win that ugly win, should they still be considered the number one team? Well, like quarterback, like right here, he put Mahomes as number one, and and what I think it is because they've got the best record, and two, I've never seen Mahomes really got shook.
Well,
I can't see that.
Mahomes' numbers. Mahomes' numbers in the past 5 weeks have actually matched what he did the first like 3 or 4 years of his career, where everybody talked about how he played. They're starting to match that now, and I think that's the
His
difference.
touchdowns.
That well, comparatively now, if he in the past 5 weeks, they said in the past 5 weeks, if you just take the past 5 weeks and you spread that over a normal football season, he would have had like 44 touchdowns and like 10 picks. So that's more like his numbers in the past 5 weeks. So there is something to be said about that. His numbers are looking more like that. That doesn't mean that they're scoring enough or anything like that. I'm not saying that stuff.
Well, if it's based on the best team, then
But
yes, I give him his
I
props.
think
But he's not
if you look at his numbers in the past 5 weeks, his numbers belong there. Now, if he's been up there every week since the beginning, no, I don't agree with that. I don't think Mahomes has been the best in there, but he is definitely starting to make better decisions. He's getting sacked more. I don't like that, but he's not throwing the ball necessarily as carelessly as he was at the beginning of the season. So maybe there's something behind that. But I mean, right now, I think you'd have to just say, even though we're the first place, we're the top team next to the Lions because the Lions have the same record we do. I'd still say of the number one spot should be Allen, and then second spot should be Goff and Mahomes.
What are your thoughts, Roberto?
The top three.
No, you were saying something before Chris was saying something. I didn't.
Well, I was saying, is this based on beginning of the season till now? Is it based on the team or quarterback?
No, Rick. I mean, Nick Wright. He does it every week. He'll do an evaluation of how the teams play. I'm guessing from week to week. My thought process was the reason why he got Holmes as one is for two reasons. Well, he's a big Mahomes supporter, and he's from Kansas City, like you said, is part of it, I believe. The other part is because he has the better record. Okay. I don't think Mahomes is necessarily playing better. I think Josh Allen's playing the best. Josh Allen golf to me is like 1A, 1B. To me, just my opinion. And some of these people he got too low. I think Geno was definitely too low. I think Hurts was too low. Even though Hurts, running back, is doing most of the work, he's still the QB of the.
He's still playing well.
Yeah. So, but it is what it is. There was a recent video. I think a lady from the WNBA. She asked the Ball brothers who were their Mount Rushmore of basketball, and this is what they said. And I know I also don't like this guy, but I like Charles Sabance, Dreamers Pro, and he has something to say about it since Kobe is his favorite player of all time.
Okay, if you had a top 5 or top 4 Mount Rushmore NBA players, who would you say? No order.
Bron, Jordan, I'm going Shaq just because he's the most dominant ever. And then fourth, I'm going. We just had this debate. I would go Magic, but it's looking like Curry might have to find his way in there, honestly.
What Curry?
Stephen Curry.
Yeah, I said why?
Oh, why Curry? It's because of
Not
shit
Kobe?
he's doing and the way that I love Kobe, but he was never the best player to me, like watching him.
Okay.
Just because he got the most misses ever. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
I know. But
really?
Stephen Curry. His resume and the way he changed the game, he's the best shooter ever. Carried USA. Like, there ain't nothing that he ain't did. And he got the rings to back it up too. So I don't know. Like Shaq's in there because he's the most dominant. So putting the best shooter in there, I'm not opposed to that.
What you got, Jello?
This is hard, bro. I'm going Jordan, LeBron, Cole, because you got to be a black mamba to shoot them type. You can't worry about no missing. And the fourth, this is what I got. I don't know if I want KD or Steph Curry, bro. That's a hard pick for me. I'm going to go KD, though, just because he's 6'11".
So you heard what he had to say. Why did I decide for us to make this a show?
Charles will go off, so I ain't gonna kill that part. he goes off
funny to me, man,
because he loves Kobe to death. But did y'all agree with that Mount Rushmore? I mean, we know it's gonna be different because we generational. I know LeBron. I also probably don't believe this, but I definitely think LeBron deserves to be on the Mount Rushmore. So
where did Lonzo go?
I don't know.
Oh, there he is.
You there, Lonzo?
Okay.
He was just saying how his mic wasn't messing up and everything. Look what happened.
Yep. But yeah, he definitely should be on the Mount Rushmore. There's a clip I want to find. I can't think of who it was, but basically, whether you like it or not, whether you agree with it or not, he's taking a lot of criticisms because of his son, because of he's making an announcement to the whole world that he's going to back off on social media and all this kind of stuff. So right now he's taking a lot of criticism about his son, Bronny. And it seems sometimes, like I don't know this, but it just seems that he's trying to force us to say that he's the GOAT. I think that he's a phenomenal player. If I couldn't get Jordan first and I'm putting together a team, I'm picking prime players, he probably would be my second. But at the same time, you just can't force something down somebody's throat. And it seems like they're trying to force it down the throat. But when he said this about Kobe missed the most shots, Charles went off. And that would make me look up these particular stats. And oh boy was wrong about the most misses. And a lot of other stuff people are saying on here, and some people are taking it as factual, but you got to go back and do your homework. And some of these things that they're saying are true, but a lot of them they aren't true. So my question to you is: do you agree with that Mount Rushmore? Do you have your own Mount Rushmore? And it's going to tie back into the first question: do you think the NBA is getting too soft now? And what would you do if you were the GM, or if you were Commissioner Roberto, or Commissioner Nzo, or Commissioner Chris, Commissioner JG? What would be your first thing you do in the first 6 months of the NBA now? Whoever wants to go first.
Well, I would definitely. I don't know. It does seem. I don't know. They're making it so it's all about scoring. There's very little defense. I think. I would stop playing around with the All-Star game. We were just talking about that. Just make it a game. Just do it. Everybody else does it. Doesn't mean anything to anybody else. I mean, the MLB got rid of it as far as, meaning anything. NFL, really, it's a joke. I mean, an All-Star game is a joke. It's just there to see the guys go out there and pass it around and who can do the best, dunk or slam or whatever. I guess you just need to.
They don't even have the Pro Bowl no more. I didn't even realize that.
Well, did they stop doing it? I think they still do it.
Shannon Sharp said all they do now is skills test. He said
I
against
could have
Saturday.
swore last year they did it.
Anymore.
I'm just going by what he said. I don't know.
They may not. They may not. But that's the thing. I don't watch it. So, actually, I think last year they did it, but it was a flag. It's flag football now, and it's like celebrities and all-star players. I have to look it up. But
to tell you the truth, in football, I'd rather see the skills test. The
oh yeah, no, the
to
skill
hit
test
those
is the
different
part that I like
targets.
to watch. But I mean, I would definitely strip back a lot of the. I don't know. I would try to make it a more balanced affair as far as games go. Trying to find a way to pull back on just this nonstop back and forth, score. There's something fun about that. So there's a mix of that, but you really gotta start somewhere, and I guess that means try to tighten up the rules. So things like refs feel like they can call fouls when there's fouls. One thing I would definitely take out is I'd start calling traveling on people who walk 6 steps before they even go for the shot.
That's what I was
There's lots of people out there that I just watch NBA, and it's not as bad as watching like wrestling, WWE wrestling. But there's times when I feel like that's what I'm watching. It's like, dude, this is just, come on, make these guys actually adhere to some rule.
Yeah.
The traveling and carrying and all that stuff is getting way too out of hand.
Oh yeah,
I would stop the traveling. I would not carry it. I would not stop the palming, whatever you want to call it. That makes some of the moves look extra nasty. You can't do it without doing it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think back in the day when they weren't calling it, Michael Jordan, those guys, they still were able to make their moves look nasty. You know what I mean?
Some of them Kyrie moves and dribbles, man. You can't do it. Some of these crossovers, you can't do it without carrying that ball. So I would be a little bit more lenient. If it's something blatant, like, and just on the carrying, I agree with y'all 100% on the traveling, all these hard fouls and stuff. But what I would do, if I would limit the number of 3 points they could shoot in the game each quarter.
I don't know if I would do that. I would just allow defenses to be a little bit more aggressive.
You got to slow it down though, because just like you said, you shooting 3 points from the half court and all that kind of stuff. That's all right once in a while, but I don't want to see the whole game of that. So okay, just like you have timeouts per quarter, I have you get a certain number of 3 points per quarter. Then the rest of it got to be fundamental basketball. All these 3 points. That's what I would do to try and get the interest back. Because right now they've lost the interest, so they got to do something drastic to get it back. And I think me and LeBron, Nzo was having a debate earlier. And if you watch that video that Nzo sent to all of us, one of those guys, I think it was Shaq, or maybe it was Bartley. I can't think who it was. But he said, or maybe it was Jerry West. I think it was Jerry West. Whoever it was said that there's a clip out there, and I want to see this clip where Steph Curry shot 100 threes and hit 97.
Yeah, that was Jerry West, I think.
Out the three. And then he hit 77 straight. If you can do that consistently, I don't have a problem with you shooting threes. The problem I have is these wannabes that can't do that, and their coaches just let them shoot up the three because it looked cool. It's gonna if it ain't gonna get you back in the game, and you take these crazy uneven shots, and your 3-point percentage ain't a right number, sit your butt down and shoot the two. That's what I would do. If you don't like it, then every time you shoot a three that's not a high percentage shot or something, I'm gonna hit your money.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. Who was the first person you ever to see come in a game and shoot a half court shot? Steph Curry. Once he started that, everybody else started to try it. Damian Lillard, all these guys, right? So it's like monkey see, monkey do. You start doing stupid, and he was doing it to be cocky, right? That's why I used to hate Steph, because he was hitting those shots just to be cocky, and I didn't like that. So now you got all these other NBA players who, Steph can do it. I can hit that shot too. And now you got everybody trying to hit these half court shots.
I'm not doubting that statement. I'm saying if you can hit it, that's one thing. But if you're not hitting it like he's hitting it on a consistent basis, then you shouldn't be doing it. That's my point. Did he start that stuff, crazy shooting stuff? I agree. 1,000%. Ain't no way around it. But he's hitting it at an incredibly high lick. Just because Nzo is doing something, that don't mean Danny can do it. If Danny can't do it, my boss should be like, hey, Nzo is doing this because Nzo is getting me these numbers. He's getting me these calls. He's getting me whatever closes he need on your particular job. I don't have what Nzo got. So guess what, Danny? I'm gonna work on your strengths. And just because Nzo can come here at 2:00, get 10 or 15 cases or whatever you call it, don't mean I can come in there and I only get 6 or 7. No, you need to bring your buddy here regular time so you can try and match the numbers that he's doing. Or if you can't, then you do what you can do.
Right. But now you have guys like Damian Lillard who said, I can hit that shot. They may not be able to hit it as consistently as Steph, but they think they can hit it. They can hit it. So, of course, whether they can hit it consistently or not, they're going to try and put it up when they can. That's the problem. And they all do it because they've seen Steph do it. Right. So it's like, oh, if he can do it, I could do it. So
there's going to be a consequence if you don't do it, is what I'm saying. I'm not saying what you're saying is not true. I'm just saying if you don't do it, then there's going to be consequences. Same way if I go to work and if I don't come into work at a certain time, I know there's a consequence. So that's what I'm saying. The league got to put in there or do something.
Why would the league put in a consequence for somebody trying to take a shot that he thinks he can take? That's a team thing, man. That's something the team does.
I'm just saying a team, a league, or whoever want to do it, coach, whatever want to do. There have been coaches in the past that have hindered people games for the betterment of the team. So the same when you take those steps to hinder the person's game, then look, you can't shoot this. You gotta have a relationship with that player. Chris, you can't come here and do this. Or Danny, Nzo can hit those threes, but Danny, you can't. And here's the number saying why. And this is the games that you causing us to lose. So if you do
that's not the league.
100%, Donnie. But you know these players aren't going to listen to that.
Exactly. That's
you know
the thing.
what I mean.
That's not the league.
You can tell me what to do this, but I'm not going to listen to it.
You
and then they
get money. I'm gonna listen.
They got bench, and you know what happens? Another team comes along and says, "You know what? We'll give you that money. Come over here, and you can do exactly what you're going to do." That's what it is.
You can throw up 1,000. I mean, that's the thing.
That's why they get the CBA, the collective bargaining agreement, where they sit down every so often and put these rules in place.
But the CBA is voted on by the players as a group, or by 4 or 5 people that the players have sent up to represent themselves. It's like that in every sport, and that's why it's so hard to backtrack to things that sports used to do. There used to be things that like the pitch clock. The pitch clock is better for baseball. Don't get me wrong. There's still a lot of players that don't like that pitch clock. They don't want to be rushed at the plate. They don't want to be rushed pitching the ball. But overall, the majority of people wanted it, and it got passed. And when you have a bunch of egos, which is exactly what you have in the NBA, probably more so than any other sport, you are going to have a hard time backtracking anything that's going to make that ego get bruised. And they're going to be like, well, no, I don't agree with that. So they're going to talk to their representative, their direct representative, or they're going to go and talk to one of the guys they voted up to vote on that collective bargaining agreement. And when they say, when that collective bargaining agreement comes up, do not let this happen. No, I don't want this. And there's enough egos out there that are all going to agree on that one part that they're not going to let it happen. So it's a difficult, and I think the NBA probably has will have the hardest time reeling in what it's become. I mean, we're honest to God, we're almost to the point where it just might as well be street ball out there, and it's just who can do the flashiest thing, who can look the coolest doing it, and stuff like that. It is definitely not the game it used to be.
Out of every sport, the NBA players have more power than any other sport.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the NBA players. So they're pretty much dictating what they want to see on the court, what they want to see happen. And if not, then we have a lockout. We don't have an agreement, we lock out. Lonzo Ball got fined $100K for saying a slur, and they fighting it. They're like, oh no, that's too much. We're gonna fight it. You know what I mean? So that's what they do. Like, we're going to fight this stuff. So even if the NBA puts a fine on somebody and they feel like it's too excessive, they're going to fight it.
Okay. What are your thoughts, JG?
Do I agree with that? Whatever that or whatever the list they put on. No, heck no. But I mean, it's their list. They could name whoever they want. It's their thing. But if I were commissioner of the NBA, well, first I'll bring back hand checking because I think it's way too much scoring. People just being lazy is too much. Bring back hand checking. Maybe move the 3-point line back a little bit. May prevent a lot of people trying to shoot too many threes. Maybe, who knows?
They're talking about doing that now. But how you gonna move back to the free throw? I mean, to the half court. Some people shoot from the half court now.
No. Well, if you do that, then make that 3-pointer like a 4 or 5 points.
No 4-pointers. No, we don't want none of that. No, please.
They do that. They do that on the 3-on-3. They do that in the 3-on-3.
Yeah, I know, but
how about this? I got a crazy idea here, real quick. Go ahead and finish, JG, and I'll bring up my point afterwards. Go ahead. Sorry.
Where was I? Oh yeah, move back the 3-point line a little bit. See, handshake, all that. No, not playing back to backs. If you have a legitimate injury, and it can be like, not just your team staff, but the NBA have their own medical staff. Hey, let me look at it too. If you can't play back to backs, fine. But if you're just sitting out, just be doing it. I'm docking your pay.
So just keep your thought, JG, because I have an idea on that a little bit better. I think it should be an independent doctor because an NBA doctor might be looking out for the interests of the NBA and may not diagnose the injury properly. So you get an independent doctor that's going to determine whether this guy.
But he's going to go through his checks though, because you can get somebody that's the same way the doctor could be in the NBA's best interest. The doctor could be, hey, I'm paying you $100,000, so you better say whatever I tell you.
Could be that too. Yeah.
There's going to be somebody that they both agree upon that's neutral.
Yeah.
We'll do it like the NFL has done it for concussions now. There's a doctor on the sideline that the doctor says, no, I want to see him now in here. Yeah. They can do that. And that guy is totally independent from the NFL. In fact, if I remember right, it's voted on by, I want to say, maybe the local medical board sends it out, but I'm not positive. I don't know the whole rule about it. That's what you need is somebody that says, no, I'm going in there. I want to make that determination now. Sorry.
Oh, you're good, man. I like that idea. Shit. That's my thought again.
You were talking about the
medical, all that. I think they did last CBA, which was if you're a certain age, you can sit out back or whatever that thing was. I would get rid of that. Like you're still playing, you can play. I don't want to hear that. I'm 34, 35, 36. No. You're still playing, play the game. But yeah, like you got to earn your check, man. I'm not saying these contracts don't have those clauses, but you're not gonna be sitting out 60-something games on a bogus injury and think you're going to be paid all that money. No, I'm cutting you off. Like you may get half of it or whatever. As far as the All-Star game, I'll go back to East versus West format. So I loved it. Everybody wear their own jerseys again.
So I didn't mind the pickup. I thought that was
I didn't like it. Maybe because I got tired of LeBron and whatever being at the same guy.
They could change that though. They could say you can only do it 1 year. Even if you even if you are the number one vote getter, you can only be a captain 1 year.
I actually think they did do that. Well, it wasn't 1 year. It was you couldn't do it 2 years in a row.
Yeah, I was saying like 1 year Anzo's going to go from the East. I'm from the West. Next year, even if I am first, Chris going to be from the East. Roberto going to be from the West, and then keep rotating like that.
Yeah, but I didn't like the pickup format. I like East versus West. That's how the NBA All-Star game should be played. You know what I mean? Which conference is better? Which conference has the better players?
How about adding in something like the NHL, where if you get a technical or if they view that the foul is
excessive,
severe enough, they pull you off the court for 5 minutes or something like that?
No.
No. See,
what do you mean? You talking about technical one, technical two?
You talking about like a timeout box? You talking about?
Yeah, like a penalty box, and then you go back out, but you have power plays. You add stuff like that, and it's something a little more dynamic.
And then get rid of the 6 fouls altogether.
No, I would say that if you get up to 6 fouls, you're still out. But I'd say for each one, maybe the first one and again, they would have to determine what fouls would constitute that type of a foul. I'm not saying like if you block a pass and they call a foul, or not block a pass, but if you block a shot and they call goaltending on you, or they say that you blocked it and it's a foul. I'm not saying that foul, but I'm saying like if you go out there and you like plow into somebody and they call charging, if they feel if they think that charge warrants it, they put you in the box for the first time would be like, let's say, a minute. Then the second one, 2 minutes, 30 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, and then sixth foul, you're out.
Yeah, but what does the team do? Does the team go 4-on-5 now?
Yeah.
You know what? I don't mind that. It'll be fun to see.
I don't want to see that.
Yeah, but you can't.
You want to see that when it's your team that's the fourth. How about if you go down to 3 minutes? There's no way a 3-on-2. Nah.
Yeah, you can't do. It's different in hockey. You can't do.
I understand it's different, but I'm just saying it throws a loop into things. And I mean, again, I go back to the fact that officiating needs to start calling the fouls on people that need the fouls called on. And I mean, I say that across the board. I believe that across the board, you gotta get out of this mind frame or this space in your mind that, dude, that's LeBron James. I can't call a foul on him. This guy makes that's my job.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're
Yeah.
saying, but the 4-on-5 doesn't work because in hockey, at least you have someone guarding the goal, right? You have 4-on-5 in NBA. That is a total, like, teams are gonna they're not.
But okay, but if you go back to the fact, if you let's say you're talking about a team that isn't as good as another team, but the other team, the better team loses a player. Now it kind of makes it a little more. I'm just saying, if you can get to the point where fouls are called when they need to be called, that might actually give another team that doesn't have much of a chance, might give them a chance for a minute. They can go out there and maybe score some more and make the game closer. I don't know.
And then what happens when you have two teams that are matched perfectly? Now one loses a team, and you have to guard.
Now you got people that are going to watch
against 4 people. Like
now you're gonna watch, but now you're gonna watch yourself. I mean, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out how to get these guys out of the mindset of I can elbow, push, pull, do whatever I want out there.
Well, yeah,
it's
we
getting bad.
Something else though.
It's getting bad.
It is, but we got to come up with something else though, because that just doesn't work. You do a pick and roll, you have your guy in the corner. He's always gonna be open because the way you have to rotate your defense, someone in that corner is gonna be
that's
open.
Punishment.
Well, if you
that's
do that,
punishment.
If you do that, it can't be not 4 or 5 minutes because you can run and score up 30 points.
Yeah.
Okay. So for every time, it's 1 minute.
It's gonna be like a minute. No more than 90 seconds. If that's even if we talk about it's hypothetical.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying
no more than 90 minutes. And then, boy, this is the game 7, and you get in that penalty box, man. That's
does that make a player more conscientious? Does that make the player more conscientious to stop doing something that they just done?
But it might make them less aggressive. Make them more or less aggressive though, or something that they normally would go up and aggressive and maybe get that shot. Now they want to second guess that. I think it would take away a layer of their game. One thing I would do, I would go back to the 5. This 7-game series for some of these first rounds. No, that's too long.
Absolutely no. Just get them over with. Just
go back to the 5 games. Best.
One of those 2 teams don't even deserve to be there.
And I would get rid of that play-in. If you're in the top 8,
I hate playing. Yeah.
If you're in the top 8, you just in trouble.
He's out. I tell you what I will do based on what Chris said. If you get a technical, that's worth 2 fouls, personal fouls, and 2 team fouls.
Whew.
If you get a technical 2 or whatever, you're
out the game.
You out the game, and the team gets 4 fouls.
Good Lord. Well, you trying to destroy a team.
Hey, don't do boneheaded stuff. You have to worry about it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's the one thing.
Yeah, but
the NBA's got a lot of issues. It's become, again, I brought this up about how its viewership in TV is like non-existent, but its viewership on TikTok and on Instagram and Twitter is the highest of any sport. And that's because they're valuing that 30-second clip of the guy cutting through the crowd and going up and just shoving it in the fucking basket. That's what they're valuing. And they've got to find a way to back off of that a little bit. They've got to find a way to back off of that and go back to come on, guys. We got to play as a team. We need a little more team. We need a little more defense. They got to find a way to do that. There's a lot of those factors that are going on right now in the NBA with your fouling, your traveling, your palming, your freaking all this. There's a lot of stuff they've got to find a way to pull it back. And again, to Hanzo's point, my point, and we all agreed on it. The players have so much control right now that I don't know if they can pull it back. The monster that they've allowed it to become.
I don't mind the palming.
Well, I'm not saying you have to mind that. I mean, it's fine. Some people won't, some people don't. But there are things other than palming, for instance, you could really
the
try to
traveling,
cut back.
like taking 6 or 7 steps, or the double dribble.
Yeah.
They should crack down on that. I've seen some players, man, they'll pick the ball up, take 2 or 3 steps, then dribble it again, and the referee standing right there beside them. But Roberto,
I didn't want to go there. You guys know I've been complaining about that for a while.
Yeah.
Traveling. And it's not just LeBron, man. It's a lot of guys.
Everybody. I've seen Kyrie take like 4 steps.
He's allowed to get away with it, like Anzo said. Monkey.
I ain't never seen Kyrie did it.
He does it. It's not often because he
does.
He's so busy watching his dribbling, he don't pay attention. But
hold on. Roberto was agreeing with me. Can we go back to Roberto for a second, please? Go ahead, Roberto. You got the floor.
You got the floor.
Well, I was agreeing with the monkey see, monkey do stuff, because if LeBron is the face of the league and everyone sees him traveling, why? Well, you know what? There's superstar status where they get calls and no calls that other players do. Stop following fashion.
But do you have a problem with that, Roberto?
I have a problem with following fashion in the NBA.
No, I'm saying you got a problem with, you've been in there, you got the cachet. If it's a call between you, a 50-50 call, the judge, the referee looking at you, who he know what kind of player you are, then a rookie he don't know nothing much about. You think that you deserve to get that call? If it's a 50-50
the rule book
call?
doesn't say the penalties are called according to your skill set. There's no specification of that in the rule book, so I'd like to know why calls are different for me than a superstar. Because
I'm saying if you're Michael Jordan, LeBron James, it's your 6th foul, your 5th foul, gonna be 6th foul, gonna foul out. I'm Danny Nobody, and it's just my 3rd or 4th foul. Do the fans want to see Danny Nobody, or they want to see LeBron James or whoever?
Well, shame on you, Michael.
I'm
Jordan.
saying a 50-50 call.
Out.
I'm saying a 50-50
so the fans.
Call. I'm not saying a blatant foul. I'm saying it's a 50-50 call. You can go either way.
It just goes to show that the refs are human. They make bad calls sometimes, but I can't show favoritism because the game will always be questioned. There's fouls that should be called that aren't, and we say, wow, the ref missed it. But when it's right in front of their face, how could he say he missed it?
Yeah, but
isn't your point of view where the ball is?
I have seen them.
Low-cut dress.
I have seen them miss them. They make the makeup call on the end because they know their miss was so blatant. So I've seen that. I'm not saying that's right, but I've seen them self-correct.
Well, if they're going to bring robots to baseball, bring them to the NBA. I want to know which you guys think is the worst officiated sport in professional sports.
Football.
For me, it's the NBA, hands down.
Wait.
I done seen 2 games this season that they could have go back and play, and clearly seen a face mask in the end zone and other stuff, and they did not do it, and it cost that team the game.
All right, hold on. The NFL, though, I think you have to give them a bit of a slide on the fact that there's a lot of things going on around them, a lot of different things. It's all boom, boom, boom. NBA, I would put as number 1. Number 2, I would put as MLB because it's all conjecture on where you think
that's why they're getting electronic umpires.
No, they're not going to. They'll never do that. They have it where they use them to grade the umpires, but that's so they can try to reel it into, hey guys, let's get better. But I think the NFL's I'd say the NFL is the toughest to do because there's so many moving parts going on at all times. There's bang plays, fast speeds, all that. Well, that's fine.
The reason why I've seen them see a play and they'll call a referee in New York, wherever they're at, and then they'll show an angle from the left, from the right, from the back, from the top, 4 or 5 different angles, and we at home can clearly see that it is not a foul or not a call, and they'll get it wrong every time.
Well,
I've seen that several games, and one of them was the Bengals. It cost the Bengals the game. I can't think of the other. It was blatant face mask. And we don't see it 6 or 7 different calls. So
I've seen it several times.
I've never seen it. I don't think other 2 teams. I don't watch baseball, so I can't speak on this. But I've never seen the different angles on basketball like you see on football.
No.
Yeah, well, there's no 80-year-old refs in football. I see some guys who should have retired 20 years ago reffing in basketball.
in the
NBA, falling over their feet and stuff.
You see 80-year-old refs in the NBA?
Yeah, now they're bringing in women.
80 years.
Yeah, Joey Crawford probably reffed until he was like 80.
That guy that Charles kissed on the forehead, that guy reffed till he was 90.
Mm-hmm. Dick Beretta. Yeah.
These guys are old, Danny. You can't keep up with these young guys. The game's getting younger and faster, and you still have the same old refs there. No wonder you can't see it traveling. No wonder you can't see a double dribble, because the point of view is where the ball is. Why can't you see it? What's the point of instant replay? And like you said, they even get that wrong.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think the more you try and perfect this game or games, the more you leave to question.
Mm-hmm.
Just let the game go, man. Analytics. I'm so against that, man. So against it.
There's a nice sweet spot for all this stuff, and I don't think they're ever going to find it.
You're not a fan of analytics, Roberto?
Not really.
I'm a fan of it.
There are places for it. There are places not for it.
Isn't it not more
if it's
for
used
gambling?
correctly, it can improve the game.
Yeah, but it's for gambling.
Yeah, because like I said
Well,
last
that's
week,
true. There's a big thing. Roberto just probably hit the nail on the head right there. So much of our sports community now, our sports, all of that, so much of it is dictated by the line, by the differentials, the percentages. I mean, come on. They voted whether or not there was a bet on whether or not Taylor Swift was going to be at the Super Bowl this past year. Now, granted, it may not have been a very big one because, the odds were very heavily in the favor that she would be. But when they're literally doing things like, hey, if your player doesn't score the first touchdown, but they score the second touchdown, you get your money back. Everything is heavily dictated by that. And I can't believe that there's no collusion going on between the betting systems and
100%.
the major franchises.
But I think analytics are used incorrectly if it's done like that. But if you just bet straight up win or loss, that's not analytics. That's eye test. That's how I choose every week. I'll be like, let me see.
I don't know.
I'm not going by no points. I don't do that. That's too much stress. Oh, Detroit only going to get 6 points in the second half, and Dallas going to get 2. No, that to me that's messing with your money. Who going to win? Who going to lose? That's eye test. At least in my point of view. But I get what you're saying about the betting. So if you're a professional gambler, then I guess you need those numbers. But thank goodness I'm not.
Yeah, but I think that's a big problem right now too. Though, is that the betting systems are becoming very prevalent.
How can they make it legal and it's a nonprofit organization? To me, that's crazy. That makes no sense to me. The NFL,
the game. Well, the NFL, the NBA, the MLB, they're all nonprofit.
Yeah, but I'm saying, how can you be gambling on it, sports gambling legally, and it's a nonprofit game? That makes no sense.
Don't ask me.
That is straight up the definition of collusion.
There's a bunch of questions like that.
Question for the panel. DQ says, "Do you guys like the way they kick offs now? Just doesn't look right to me. I don't like it.
Nope.
I don't. Two things. That if I was commissioner, I'd get rid of that bull crap, and I would get rid of that. I got to tell the other team I'm going to do onside kick. That is crazy.
I agree.
That's so stupid. That is so stupid.
Well, they did this dynamic kickoff because they said it was going to cut down on the number of touchbacks. I will agree with this. What?
I was referring to the onside thing.
But that both came in this year, though.
Yeah.
One thing I would do if I was commissioner, if I'm going to do a regular, it's 4th down and I want to kick the field goal. If my kicker can kick it 10 yards more, further away, whatever, then for every 10 yards, I'd add a point. I would do that.
I don't know about that.
Say, for instance, I got a kicker that can kick 50 yards. I was going to kick it at kick 65 yards. And
so what? You're 4th and 2 on the 20, and you're going to say, "Hey, I'm going to go back to the 45."
Yep.
And you get what? 2.5 points.
For every point, every 10 yards points, I'm back. I get an extra point.
So what if you're 25 back?
I'm saying if I'm in whatever range, and I say, "Look, here's my flag, or here's my whatever, my point, I want to go 10 yards back." And if I get it, instead of the 3 points, I'm gonna get 4 points. Because I don't like that shoot off stuff. I don't like. What's the difference? You said Roberto said it's gonna slow the game down. That's gonna speed it up because it's gonna be no more overtimes. If I hit it,
so what? Only in the 4th quarter?
Yeah, in the 4th quarter. If in the last whatever, I'm in range, and I say, "Look, it's a 30-yard field goal. My kicker can kick a 45 or a 55. And if I hit it for every 10 yards, I'm back from whatever distance I've already got legally, I get a point for it. So if it's a 30-yard field goal and we tied, or I would tie by making it, I'd be like, no, I want to win the game and go 10 yards back. If I win and hit it, I get 4 points instead of 3.
But most people,
I got you.
But most kickers can kick a 45-yarder. So now
saying.
Yeah, but that puts the other team at on a disadvantage. Because if I'm on the 20-yard line, I could just say, okay, well, I'll go to the 30-yard line, and I'm guaranteed he'll hit a 30-yarder. I get 10 points for it. I get 1 point extra for that.
Hey, that's the rules of the game.
No, it's not. But that's not fair. That's not fair.
But why are we trying to change this game? I don't. If anything, get rid of that new kickoff thing. Let's go back to more how football used to be. Give them bigger helmets and let them try and knock each other out again.
Oh, no, here's the thing. So they threw in the dynamic kickoff. They threw the dynamic kickoff in because they said it was going to cause more returns, and it has caused more, but not as many as I think they thought it was going to. Most teams are still kicking it long, and now it's just the commentators trying to make it sound like there's even a question on whether or not they're going to kick it into the end zone or not. Get rid of it, and maybe in the 4th quarter, what you do is if you're behind, what you can do is instead of getting a kickoff and running it back, maybe you could say, listen, if you're behind. And if you're behind by 7 points, you can start on the 45. You're on 45. If you're behind by 3 points, you can start on the 40. But what you have to do to get up that far is lose it down. Maybe something like that where you're at least trying to say, hey, listen, we're going to give you a chance to get closer. But you got a choice. You can either take the kickoff and run it.
I'm with Roberto, though. Why are we trying to change the game like this? The game was fine. Like Roberto said, get rid of that stupid kickoff, go back to regular kickoffs, and then to take away, you got to tell a team that you're going to kick onside.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
I'm saying if we kept that in, that's not fair either.
So it's not fair.
I got to tell you what I'm going to do.
Yeah, to kick the kickoff. Yeah, they need to get rid of that. Yeah, that's stupid.
If nothing else, that should definitely be. If they're not going to get rid of the dynamic kickoff, they need to get rid of the freaking the onside kick. That's ridiculous.
How many people got hurt on an onside kick that you got to change the rule?
I don't know where they get that
Well,
from.
people get hurt. Hey, listen, people get hurt, but it's football.
Where do you think they get that from?
They do it again. Going back to your point, numbers.
Wow.
They do. Listen, when you've got a bunch of people diving in to get a ball, if it's kicked correctly on an onside kick, that's a lot of feet and heads and all that stuff going around. But at the same time,
you knew the risk when you chose the game. You knew the risk.
Exactly. That's the thing. It's like, listen, you can't protect a player completely. Listen, you can always say, hey, listen, concussions are dangerous in the NFL. We have an abundance of concussions. But when Tua rams his head into the chest of a player and causes his own concussion, you can't stop that no matter what you do.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a point of that. You got to say, listen, we're going to do everything we can do, but we can't go too far because we can't do it for them.
Could we stop this Democratic talk, please? When is the last time you guys remember seeing a car drive on the field and take a guy off for an onside kick?
I didn't.
When's the last time? And how many times has that happened?
I'm trying to look it up now.
In the career of football.
But onside kicks don't happen that much anyways. I'm not saying leave it in there. I'm saying don't leave it in there. Get rid of that. It's pointless. Makes no sense. I agree completely with you.
I just looked it up here.
Advising the other team.
I just looked it up here now and said the reason why the NFL changed it, the onside kick to reduce the number of concussions that happened on that play. That's what they said.
That's BS though, Danny. They say a lot of things that's BS. Doesn't mean we have to believe it. I'm yet to see it. If I see it, I'll agree 100%.
They say
you
that
lead with your helmet. How many times have we seen a guy tackle leading with his helmet and not called?
I agree.
If you look in hockey, it's called almost every time because they're really trying to get rid of it. But football, I don't see it all the time. And if we can see it watching it at home, there's obviously an angle where they could see it.
I agree. I think we all on the same page that we don't like it. I would have to look up the numbers to see the concussion, but they said they did it to greatly reduce the number of head-on collisions. Is why I just looked it up online, and that's what it says. So whether that's true or not, whether that's fabricated or not, I don't know. But
I mean, if anything, like I said, get rid of the onside kick part of it. The dynamic kickoff, I mean, it's whatever. But I mean, I just go back to both being the regular way. But I figured I'd choose one over the other. Leave the dynamic kickoff, get rid of the onside kickoff rule. That's what I would do.
You're kicked out of the NFL. You'll see how limited those hits will happen.
Do what?
You're out of the NFL if we find intent that you led with your helmet.
But then you're back to. But listen, I've seen lots of calls where they said that they were leading with their helmet, and then when you go back and you look at that replay, it's like, well, no, he didn't.
Then we proved otherwise. But if we could prove that you did, because there's a guy that 3 times he speared guys with his helmet. How could he be allowed to do that 3 times?
I'll tell you, if you hit that pocket the right way, they'll stop. I'm a firm believer of that.
Thank you.
I'm just saying, if I go in there, okay, the first time, okay, we're gonna give it to you. Second time, we go back and review it. I'm hitting you $250,000. Next time, $500,000. Shoot.
You know who has to agree to that, though? That's a CBA rule. If they change those fines, the CBA, it has to be done in the CBA, and that means players have to agree to it. No player is going to agree to large fines.
Either you agree to it or you will not get no guaranteed contract.
But that's not how it works, unfortunately. I agree with you. I mean, they need to do that, but honestly, the NFL, NBA, MLB, all these people shouldn't have to go to the players and ask them what they'll accept as penalties. The penalties should just be set. And the NFL should be setting them. The MLB and the NBA need to just set the penalties and say, here it is. If you do this, because then that would definitely cut back on it.
I think the players should have some say so, not absolute say so. That's all I'm saying.
Give them some say so. It's just never going to get to where it needs to go.
All right, gentlemen, we're going at 2 hours and 7 minutes. It's that time of the show where we make our picks. Mr. Nzo, are you ready, sir?
Yes, I am. I am ready. I was gonna say something smart, but I'm like, you
Oh.
know what? Let me just do this.
Go ahead, bro.
Huh?
Go ahead, say.
No. I was just gonna be like, "Are you ready?" And I'm like, "I'm always ready." You know what I mean? We
I
already
got
know.
you.
We all know that.
I got you.
All right. So we have actually everybody picked the same games on Thanksgiving, and everybody got them right. So there we go. First game up on the docket is Houston versus Jacksonville. Danny.
Houston.
I am taking Houston as well. Chris.
Sorry, Houston.
I was gonna say now Chris is quiet, right? When he has to pick after everybody else.
No.
Roberto.
Houston.
JG.
Houston.
No Jacksonville, JG.
Heck no.
Next up is Indiana versus New England. I am going with Indiana. Chris.
Why you keep with this Indiana, Anzo?
Indianapolis. It's in Indiana.
You kill me all the
Colts.
time. You can't get that, huh?
Colts.
All right. Roberto.
I'm going with NE, baby.
JG.
The Colts are playing who? New England?
Yes.
Colts.
Danny boy.
New England.
New England might win a game for sure.
Clippers versus Clippers.
Chargers.
The Chargers versus
Who'd you pick? Who'd you pick, Anzo?
For what?
For New England, Indianapolis game.
I picked New England. Motherfucker, I picked Indianapolis. I picked Colts.
Okay.
Next up is Chargers versus ATL. Chris?
Hold on. Let me look here.
Chris is calling Vegas.
No, I'm just looking at my picks that I have on my other league. God, I hate this Falcons.
Hey, bro, I got somewhere to go.
I said Falcons.
Oh, you did? Okay. I thought you said you hate the Falcons.
I said I hate saying this. Falcons.
Oh. All right. Roberto?
Yeah, Falcons.
JG?
I want to say Chargers so bad. I'm going to go Falcons.
Danny?
ATL.
I really thought I was going to be the only one choosing Atlanta, you know?
I reluctantly chose them.
Okay, ATL. Fuck it. Excuse me for the language. I'll go with everybody. Next up is Seattle versus the Jets. Roberto?
Seattle.
JG?
God, I can't believe I'm picking them. Seattle.
It hurts. It hurts, don't it?
It
bro?
hurts me to pick Seattle.
Danny?
Seattle.
Seattle. Chris?
You was I'm like, Anzo's thinking about this one? Interesting.
Seattle.
All right. Next up is Tennessee versus Washington. JG?
Man. Let me go Tennessee.
I was going to go Tennessee until JG did, so I'm going to switch that pick. Danny?
Washington.
You know what? I'm actually going to go Tennessee for real, though. I'm going Tennessee. Chris?
Washington.
And Roberto?
Washington.
Good job, you Washington fans. On point. Next up is Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to be saying that after the game, but okay.
No, I think I'll be fine. Next up is Pittsburgh versus Cincinnati. Danny?
This really hurts. The Tomlins, Uncle Tomlins.
I too am picking Pittsburgh on this one. Chris?
Pittsburgh. I don't know what's going on with Cincinnati, but I don't like Cincinnati enough to vote for them most of the time. So,
Roberto,
Sin City.
JG,
Cincinnati.
Okay, so now I know since he's gonna. Now I know Pittsburgh's gonna win because JG picked Cincy, so I'm good. Arizona versus Minnesota. I am actually going to go with Minnesota. Chris?
Minnesota.
Roberto?
Minnesota.
JG?
Is Kyle Murray playing? No, he took a
Yeah.
big hit last week.
I believe so. I believe
Yeah,
I
I'm
read
going
so.
Arizona.
And Danny?
Minnesota.
New York Jets at home following a bye this up.
Next up is the Rams versus New Orleans. Chris?
I have the Rams.
Roberto?
Rams.
JG?
Rams.
Danny?
Rams.
And I too am going with the Rams.
That's an ugly game there, boy. Cause they playing in New Orleans. Ugh.
I know. Just hoping my boys can do something good tomorrow. That's all I need because I got a huge fight on my hand in fantasy. Next up is Tampa Bay versus Carolina. Roberto?
TB.
JG?
Who?
Tampa Bay versus Carolina.
Oh, Tampa.
Danny.
Carolina.
What? I'm going with Tampa Bay. Chris?
Same Tampa Bay.
Carolina.
Watch them
Roberto
win that
laugh-
game too. I'm gonna laugh
Roberto
so hard.
laughing.
So, hey, they almost gave you know who all they can handle last week.
Yeah. We have one here that I think is going to be very divisive. Philly versus Baltimore. And I think it is who went first last one? Roberto did, right? JG.
Oh, you mother. Give me Philly.
I'm just gonna put Baltimore for Danny.
No, you're not. I'm putting Philly.
Really? Okay. My bad.
I believe in Saquon Barkley, buddy.
Yeah, I'm going Philly as well. Chris? Philly.
Baltimore.
Ooh, okay. And Roberto?
Baltimore.
All right. Very interesting. We got 3 Phillies and 2 Baltimores. Next up.
That can drop somebody jump backwards without seeing and score 88 points.
Everybody has a bad game once in a while, Danny.
No, that's like there's Kunta Kinte.
We'll see. We'll
I don't
see.
think he's gonna get his foot cut off by the bastard either.
I know Baltimore doesn't play the run very well, but they're playing in Baltimore, so we'll see.
Yeah, you might be right. That's the last game, ain't it?
No. San
No.
Francisco
Two
versus
more.
Buffalo. Yeah, there's 2 more.
A lot
And
of
this
games
is
this
you.
week, man.
This is you, Danny. San Francisco, Buffalo.
Oh, Buffalo.
Is there no bye this weekend?
I don't think so.
Man, there's a
because
lot
6
of games. Like,
Yeah,
I
there's-
almost ran out of space on my
It's all,
sheet.
it's all 16
Yeah, I think
games.
everybody's done.
Yeah, 16 games this week. Oh man, I really want to go with San Francisco on this, but I'm gonna go with Buffalo.
Yeah,
Chris?
go ahead and go with San Fran.
Buffalo.
Roberto?
Buff.
I'm not gonna ask JJ. I'm just gonna put
Buffalo.
Wait, what?
Yes, Buffalo. Purdy may not play all those injuries they got, man. Fuck it. Buffalo. Team's quitting on Shanahan, bro. And I'm going Buffalo.
I don't know anybody else on this panel who votes against their team.
It's about being a realist.
Man,
I've got against Washington.
You're trying to win. I know
Exactly.
I go
Like
against. You let Washington play Buffalo. Buffalo all day long.
All right, last game is Cleveland versus Denver, and I guess I got to start this one, and this is a absolute caca show, but I am going to go with Denver. Chris?
I think there's going to be.
How did we get this game for Monday Night
I ain't
Football?
talking about that's
How
gonna be
the
a
hell did
snooze
they
fest.
pick this game? I mean,
Snooze fest.
this is one they need to move to Sunday and move move the San Francisco Buffalo game to Monday or something. I don't know.
No, this needs to be a Tuesday night game.
Yeah,
this needs to be like tape delay game
when everybody's at church.
Exactly. This needs to be tape delay. Remember when they used to do tape delay games?
Mm-hmm.
This is a tape delay game. Nobody cares about this.
And there ain't even no reason to televise this game, to be honest with you. You know,
no, it's going to be their lowest. It's going to be like one of their lowest this year in views.
I think do something crazy.
Yeah, who you taking, Chris?
I'm going to go Denver on this. I'm not really sure. Like he said, Winston could just blow up. I'm going to take Denver because I think Knicks is playing a lot better.
Roberto?
Denver.
JG?
Man, and I'm going to go Denver. Denver.
Danny?
Broncos.
All right, guys. The picks are locked
What's
in.
yours?
I took Denver.
Okay.
And just to give you guys an update, I know I sent it to you, but Danny is 115 and 64. I am 123 and 56. Chris is 122 and 57. Roberto is 116 and 63. And JG is 110, 69. So JG is slowly creeping up there. But
it's all right. It's all right.
We already know who's in the lead and who should be in the lead. So let's just call it this week. Say it's over. Nzo's the champion, and like right because we're.
Oh, Nzo, dude, get on the circuit already, man. You're cracking me up, man. You're great.
I'm just saying.
Call up the comedy club, man. You will kill them.
I know Roberto feel me. You know Roberto gonna agree with me all night.
Keep winning all the free competitions and just think when you were paid. You know what I mean? I honestly think with the amount of work we put into this needs to be something that we put a little bit of a purse into.
I ain't mad at that at all, Roberto.
Next year, 5 jelly beans.
Next season, we can put some skin in the game.
10 jelly beans.
It'll make it that much more fun, you know, because you can't just bandwagon somebody and say, "I hope I make it come." You got to make really smart picks.
And then we don't have to hear JG talking about, "Oh, well, it ain't for money, so I'm gonna pick who I want to pick." You know what I mean? We don't need to hear that every week. We need to put some money on it, so JG got to put some thought into his case.
True that.
All right, gentlemen. As always, it's been fun, man. 2 hours, man, flew by like that. But I gotta go run some errands, Christmas shopping, and all that other good stuff. But Mr. Knight, tell the people where they can find you at, good sir.
You find me on the Real Review 3000, Chaos Central, all that stuff over on Danny's channel when we do this stuff. Doing the Masked Singer stuff. That's got another week or two left. Actually, I'm about ready to get downstairs and try to get my audio figured out right now. So if I get that audio figured out on the computer, very well could be here in another week or two. We could be back to doing some more stuff. So keep an eye out for that. But thank you for having me as always.
Good deal. Roberto, what's going on in your neck of the woods, good man?
You can find me Wednesday nights with my boys, them JG and Nzo, dropping what's on our chest. You can find me here Saturday. You know, I'm gonna try my best. There's no more golf, so I should be here every Saturday.
Good deal. Awesome. Nzo, what's going on in your neck of the woods, sir? You on mute?
Yes, sir. Biggaford Entertainment. Thank you guys for popping in. Tuesday night we will be starting the From Season 1 rewatch, so that should be interesting. And then
Fire!
What's that?
Fire! I'm addicted, yo.
Facts, hey Roberto.
Yeah.
You in season 2 now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tight, man. Trust me. So we'll be doing all of that stuff and the regular stuff. So thank you guys, Danny. Thanks for doing this. It was always fun.
Also, I know you already seen it, but any of y'all seen Cross yet?
It's good, bro.
Huh?
Yeah,
It's
Cross is
good.
good.
Roberto, I think you like that.
What's that about?
It's by a detective from Washington, D.C. He's like a
I like
super
Cross.
It's good.
Is that
good.
Netflix?
It's based off of a book.
It's Prime, I think.
Or books.
Prime.
Prime.
Maybe I'll check that tonight.
Yeah, it's good, bro. 8 episodes. Good deal. I am Danny, aka The Word Wisdom. You can find me on Mondays and Fridays on my channel, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm on the basketball scenario to hang out on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. No, 8. Sundays I'm on Strong's Live at 7. Here every Saturday. If the fellas can get together, we here usually sometime between 4 or 5, somewhere in that time frame. But as always, man, we try to entertain you and talk about sports, something we all love. And without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and let the hype man do it. Take us out.
JG Shaolin Terrific, the undefeated, undisputed final boss of the 36 Champions of Shaolin. Thank you all for tuning in live. Catch me Wednesday nights in the OOC with the host Nzo, aka the Abbott and the Osiris of the shit, Spliff King of the Professor of Gunja, alongside the coach Roberto, aka Mr. 100, aka no trouble did anything going to be Irie. No woman, no cry.
Pow, pow, pow.
Oh wow. Saturdays with all the great brothers here talking that sports talk on Square One with the host, the man, the legend himself, the amazing, the outstanding, the charismatic, always man of the hour. Doctors say he's the illest because he suffers from that realness. If you smell it out, what Danny is cooking. And also check out Chris, the last Don himself, doing that mad singer stuff we love so much. And coming soon, prime time, with my brother from another mother, Superwise, El Príncipe de Nueva York. When we do that, watch party.
Awesome. Until next time, y'all, take it easy and peace.